Hey guys, hey. I don't really expect anyone to get onto the stream, but like, I just wanted to make a quick stream, just discuss my I just feel especially bad right now. Like I tried using the dating apps again, and it's you really have no luck as especially as an ethnic guy. Like no one wants an Asian. No one wants an Asian. No one wants us. It's fucking over. No one wants short guys as well. Uh, I fucking hate being short, man. Like I'm gonna get leg lengthening, but it's I have to cope while I'm waiting. And there's a stupid rat that fucking my mom keeps like opening the door to let the dog out, and she just leaves it open. So that's probably why like a rat was able to get into the house, and I have to like put up traps and shit. Now it's my fault. Not my fault. My responsibility for her bullshit. Like, also I got scammed on a dating app. Like, I mean, it's the second time I got scammed in my life. Yeah, I guess it mogged me. Yeah, the rat mogged me. I just feel like shit, man. Like I'm just looking at myself, and the main two things that are wrong with me is like my background. Like I'm rice cell, and I'm short. Like the thing is, if I go to any other country, right? Any other country besides the US or probably Canada and the US, like I actually get some matches. But like when I do it in the US, it's just you have no luck, man. It's just scams, bots, crap like that. Like half these scammers, they have like attractive pictures, but they just end up being like what someone from India or Nigeria or something. What chud? What would no? I have like 6 out of 10 for an Asian. You know, like I don't know how to explain it. Like K poop maxing. But it doesn't really help because I'm already like 5'3", bottom 1 percentile of height in the entire country. It's just what's the rice farmer phenotype or the chud phenotype? Can you explain King Froglet? Also, also I'm gonna put a link to if anyone wants to join. There you go. But yeah, man, like also I got a new job. I mean, it's not a good job. It's I like after getting this degree, I'm literally just working at a grocery store. Like I'm literally the cart cell now. I'm gonna push carts around and earn minimum wage. I can't believe it came to this, but like I really have to get a job so I can save up for leg lengthening. Because like yeah, every cent has to go to that. To be honest. Oh man, like there's just no escape to this shit. Like I just hate being ethnic. Like I mean, it's not like I look at myself and like I mean it's not like I hate my appearance or anything. It's just like the race shit. That's the shit that really bothers me. Like the reactions that you get due to your race. Work to cope. Yeah, I'm just going to work so like I don't have to think about this shit. Like I mean I'm already what like 24. I've never had a relationship in my entire life. Like I just want someone. I'm 5'3". I'm 5'3". I rock. I'm 5'3". It's, it's over. Yeah, I'm 5'3". It's like it never even began. Like I hate being short, man. Like like I just want a relationship. You know, like people just take it for granted, and you know, like whenever, like when I was on campus, right, during my undergrad, I noticed that like all the short ethnic guys never had any girlfriends or like never had relationships or anything. They were just autist maxing, like doing these cringy activities to make themselves feel like they're cool or something. And like, I mean, I was kind of the same. Like, it's really sad, man. Like if you're Asian like me, you're kind of just like dumped into this bucket where you're basically just like you're resigned to doing like platonic things, right? You can do like you can go to the gym, you can go to the bar, you can what do you call it? You could go to work, so on and so forth. But like you're basically just barred from dating, unless you're like unusually exceptional for an Asian guy, right? Like if you literally have to have zero flaws as an Asian guy to elicit any interest, right? You got to be really tall, you got to be really good looking, like borderline JBW passing, like that's literally the only way you would get into a relationship. And I see these like mediocre normie looking JBWs like getting into relationships, and I'm just like, bruh, this it's so unfair, man. uh and the worst part about it is like you really don't have anyone to talk about these things with usually, because like they're probably going to like gaslight you. That's like the first thing. Or like when you talk, like people don't want to hear this kind of shit. Like they've never really had the experience, and they just see it as like an inconvenience to them. Yeah, man. Yeah, they just blame us. uh it's just really expensive, man. Like it's like to go to Argentina, it's really expensive. Like it's like $1,000 to go back and forth. And you got to pay for the hotels, you got to pay for food. And I don't have like a crazy income or anything. um so it's not like I can do that really often, right? Like I can still like meet people in these countries, but like I mean, if you try to form a relationship with anyone in these foreign countries, it's like this is a thing, right? People talk about like geomaxing and so on and so forth, but like you need some serious money to be able to maintain relationships with people in these countries, right? Because like, I mean, you got to find a way to live there, or like go back and forth every other week or something, and most people just can't do that, you know. So like that's the thing about geomaxing, right? Like sure you can ascend, but if you want a relationship, like you really need some serious money. Yes, I will do LL. There's no choice but to do LL. That's the only option, you know. Oh, oh my god. I mean, that's the thing about geomaxing. Like, it's not like, I mean, once you know about it, it's not like this holy grail that's gonna solve everything. You know, like you really, it's crazy, right? Like a normie ass guy, right, can literally just stay in his hometown and do whatever he needs to do, right? While we literally have to go to these foreign countries and earn loads of money just to get what they did for doing like no work, basically. And I just feel like it's a curse being born in this country. I mean, sure, there are perks being born in the US. It's a first world country. But like the shit you go through as an Asian guy, or even like any other minority, in dating. You're basically just invisible, or either like a minority or like you're really short. Like usually those two. Like you're basically just invisible. You're not included in the dating pool. And like if you get lucky, I mean, this is how it usually shakes out, right? If you get lucky, usually your only option is like maybe someone that has a condition or something, or they're like extremely out of shape, or they're like both of those, and like what, old enough to be your parents, like that. Those are really the only options you have if you have one of these defects, right? Either really short or ethnic. Yeah, it makes me question if it's worth trying, but like, bro, you only have one life. And I know people are like, oh, that's like blue pilled or like whatever, but I mean, I'm not saying like make the best of it in like that way, in like a gaslighty way, but like I'm just saying that you only have one life, right? So like, I mean, it's really up to you. um I mean rotting is an option. um I don't know, like, it's just, I mean, it's just the return on investment for what you get is, I mean, a good way of saying it is like you're working 10 times as hard for half the results, right? Like you got to decide whether that's worth it, right? And for a lot of people that's not worth it, you know? Like you, maybe it's not worth working 10 times as hard for twice the results, right? But the thing is, it's just it's not just what do you call it, working 10 times as hard for half the results, right? It's not just that. Like you have this like inner feeling that you want a relationship, or you want to ascend, or you want to be valued or whatever, right? It's this inherent need, right? And like if you're just lying down and rotting, like, I mean people talk about this all the time. You lie down and rot, and you just can't keep that up, right? Like you're what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say about with that is that like copes get old, right? You could be playing World of Warcraft for what, like a week, and you're going to get bored of it, right? So like there's only so many things you can do to distract yourself, and once you're done doing that, you're just like, the thoughts are going to come back in, right? You're going to think about like these negative situations that you're in, because relationships are a big part of a human being's life. It's something that every human being wants, right? And if you're just excluded from that, you're just going to have a hard time. Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to date ethnic males. And it's even worse because like I'm really short as well, so I got both. you know I'm just really depressed right now. Like I really don't know what to do. And I tried dating apps again. It doesn't work, man. Oh, also I got scammed as well. It wasn't that much money. It was what, like $50, but like I could talk about that as well. Like I was on Tinder, right? And like what do you call it? Like this uh woman was like, "Oh, we should like rent a hotel or something," right? And I was like, "Okay." I mean, what the hell? Like I don't have any options here. Might as well try, you know? And what do you call it? She said like, "Oh, here's the receipt for the hotel I booked. Oh, pay for half of it," right? And I was thinking like, okay, fair enough. Like, I mean, that's standard practice, right? And then she said like, "Oh, um, there is a deposit that you have to pay," and it was like the room itself was like 65, right? But the deposit was like 120, and she said like, "Oh, I'll pay you back," but like that's really fishy, right? Because like, well, it's really fishy because what would you call it? I've been to many hotels. I've been to many countries. Um, and usually, if you go to hotel, right, you give them if they're asking for a deposit, you do it at the till, right? You either give them cash or give them credit cards at the till, right? You don't just give it to some you don't just give it to the person who booked the room, right? It doesn't work that way, right? So I know about this shit, and that's what made me caught on, right? Like I lost like what $50, but like this situation just made me even more depressed, right? Because I'm just so starved that like that's kind of the reason I fell for it, because I'm just so starved. I was like, hell, what the hell? Why not, right? Because like I'm going to be spending a lot more geomaxing for the shit that's the same shit anyway. Yeah, that is not standard practice, right? Like, I mean, I literally went to like Star Trek conventions and other people booked the room. I know how this works, right? Like they make me pay a portion of it to reimburse their money from my end for like my part of the hotel, and that's that, right? There's no deposit, there's no extra charge, like that's it, right? Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know it's stupid, you know. And like I mean, in hindsight, or like from a third party situation, like a third person view, like it may seem like like really stupid, but like if you're in the moment, it's a little different, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm considering just geomaxing at this point. Like it's I don't know, man. Yeah, like recall. I'm looking at the schedule for my grocery store job, and you know I always end up being the cashier, right? Like they always put me at the till, like at every place I've been to, like whether it's the restaurant or um the grocery store or the retail place, like they always put me at the cash register. I mean, why? I think it's because like a lot of people don't speak English here, right? No, no, geomaxing in my home country will not work, because I mean they're more like height sensitive. I mean they have a lower height, but they put more of an emphasis on that, right? The average height for Japan is like what 5'7.5", and the average height for Korea is like 5'10", right? So like that's not an option for me. I'm 5'3". I'm well below the average. I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. But like yeah, I mean this is a thing. Like people talk about geomaxing, but I've actually done it, and it works, right? I mean it's like leg lengthening. I mean, if I'm willing to geomax, if I'm willing to actually put in the effort for that, chances are I'm probably going to do leg lengthening as well, right? If I really want it, and these are things I really wanted in life. That's why I actually went ahead and did it, right? And I think like Kralin said, like geomaxing, the thing that everyone talks about but no one actually does. I think the reason why people say that, I mean I think that indicates something, right? I think there are a bunch of like 5'10" normies in the community that think it's over for them, that just say it's over for them, but it's not really over for them. They have options in the West, but they don't do it because they don't need to, right? If that makes sense, they can still dumpster dive, and they don't have to spend all this money, right? They don't have to wagey. So like from their perspective, they're lazy to the point where they're just gonna dumpster dive, right? They're not gonna make plans for that shit. Yeah, I mean, they want me to do the cash register. They want me to um, do fulfillment. They want me to do X, Y, and Z, whatever is needed, right? Yeah, life outage. Like I think it's completely over for life outage. Like he says if he's Vietnamese, but like he looks like very like he has a very wide nostril. So I thought he was like Filipino or something. Like it really is over for those guys. Like they're the manletism, like I feel bad for them, man. Like I mean there are a lot of them over here where I live. So I think that's why like when people think of Asian, they think of short, because usually the Asians here are Filipino, you know. Yeah, I do viewer call ins here. Let me put in the link. Here you go. Yeah, join. Like it's streamyard.com/CEVAYZYP44. Yeah. I mean that is true. Like when you leave the US, if you're passport broing and leaving the country, like you really do come out of your comfort zone, right? Like I mean everything's cheaper, but like you just don't have like the modern luxuries that you might have in the US. And at the same time, you have to always think about like where you're gonna live every day, right? Like where is the next hotel room I'm going to be in, right? You have to book that ahead of time. Or I mean the issue is there are a bunch of logistic issues that you run into, right? When you're geomaxing, and you have to have like a little bit of experience to figure that out. And that's why I think it's exhausting to some extent. Yeah. I'm just depressed as hell, man. Like it's just, like there were just so many things that there were just like one or two things that just held me back in life, like everything was fine just except for like being rice cell and being short. Those are literally the only things that are wrong with me. Those are the only defects I have. And it's like leg thing is really is essential, and I remember doing some training videos for this grocery store job, and like one of the things they talked about was like stocking shelves, right? Like one of the videos talks about how if you can't reach the top shelf for what you're putting produce onto, or like taking off the shelves, like you have to be able to do that while your feet are laying flat on the ground, right? So that means there aren't really that many shelves that are going to be accessible to me. I don't want to ask anyone for help. And like if you bring up a little stool to step on, that's embarrassing. That just highlights your well, no, this is just a bonus stream. This is just like something I whipped up, no pre-planning, no scheduling. I just decided to stream. That's why it's a bonus stream. No, I would never have kids. I would never have kids with my genetics. I don't want any kids to suffer. Anyone to suffer through what I did. I don't want that. If I was if I had if I could like make my own kids, I would go for like a designer baby, or like choose the zygote material from the tallest people that are JBW, and raise that instead. I mean, people might be like, oh, that's cucked, blah blah blah. But I mean, what other options are there? Like, if I even if I combine my genes with someone who's like 6'3", right? That's still like he might end up short anyway. He might end up being 5'6" or something. Like that's not okay. Like there needs to be some guarantee that the kid's gonna end up at least being 6 feet and JBW, or else he's really gonna struggle in life. Um, and the crazy thing is you just the thing about like being um uh this short or Asian is that like it really affects every part of your development, right? Like as a kid, I remember some kid telling me, "Oh, if you don't have the same skin color, you can't play with me." Right? And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm not allowed to play with them." Right? And once in like middle school, like everyone started to grow, right? So like I started to like try to be friends with the younger kids so that I'm like around their height. I was still shorter than them, but like I was less short, if that makes sense. And same with high school. I mean, people really started growing in high school. So that's when my friendship sort of dropped off. And I was really ugly then as well. I had a lot of acne and I was overweight and I remember I really tried to self isolate, like my entire friend group was online. And when I was on the bus, right, like the school bus going from school into school, I mean, going to school, yeah, from and to school. I was always wearing a hoodie and like cowering in the corner of the seat, right? Like I was looking at the window spot and like curling up, because I didn't want to face reality, you know? And I tried to make friends with like younger people because they were shorter I mean, I was still shorter than them, but I was less short. So I felt like I fit in to the point where, you know, what do you, fuck off. I don't want to hear short king ever again. But like, yeah, I mean, I basically just, cowered in the corner for the most part. And it got to a point where my only friend in high school was the art teacher, right? I literally had no friends. I didn't have, at least in real life, friends. And that's when I got into the whole Miss Tao stuff. That's when I started getting into Miss Tao back then, when in like 2015, 2014. That was a long time ago. Um, I think that was middle school, actually. Um, yeah, I got into that Miss Tao stuff. And I remember coming onto Face and LMS when I was around 18, I think. That was the end of high school, like the very end of high school. All walked the halls alone. Uh, that brings up bad memories, to be honest. Like I remember in high school, like I would always walk the hallway, right? And there were like the kids of all ages, like freshmen to seniors, and I was still the shortest guy there. I was still the shortest, you know. And it really looked like the building was like built in the 60s, right? So it looked like the high schools you would see in those cartoons. Like there were the lockers on the side of the building. They're too small for like anyone to fit in. They were like unusually small or narrow. But yeah, the building was built in the 60s. And like I would walk down the hall and I would see couples, I would see tall people. I envied the tall guys so much, man. I envied them so much. I wish I was them. And I looked at myself and like I mean, I don't even have to look at myself. Like I'm looking up at everyone. And I remember literally like I was so mentally disturbed due to this shit that I ended up in a special ed class, right? And there was this tall kid there, right? I was like ranting and raving about like how I hated being short. And I shit you not, like these tall guys are like NPCs. Like they tell me, oh, oh, you could fit in small spaces. Oh, look at my problem. I'm freakishly tall. Oh my fucking god. How could you complain about that shit? You know, it's like saying, oh, my yacht is so big. I can't even park it in a regular port. I gotta go to the specialized port for big ships. You know, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, shut the fuck up, man. I don't want to hear about tall people's problems. You know, like, I just wish I was a normal ass person. You know, I just wish I wasn't Asian or short. I just want to be a regular ass person in this country. You know, yeah. I wish I was blonde. I had a normie face. You know, instead of being a short Asian guy. You know, I'm literally a walking stereotype, minus the IQ. You know, like I'm not. I was never good at math. So and here's the thing, like, I mean, I think I remember talking about how it affects every part of your life, right? Like, you know, like I didn't like I came from an upper middle class upbringing, right? So like I didn't really have to like worry about money or anything, but still, like you're only allowed to you're not allowed to capitalize on that if you're a short Asian guy, right? Like a really good example is fraternities, right? Like, I mean, I could have joined the fraternity. I could have paid the fraternity dues, right? I could have been in a frat house, but due to my short height and my background, it was just never going to happen, right? I was never going to be invited. Um, I would be bullied the shit out of. I would be bullied due to my appearance. Like, you know, it's just, it's just I mean, there are a lot of things like that. I remember doing live action role play when I was 18 years old. Um, I was always picked last due to my height. man, man, there. I don't know what to say, man. It's just and who's second? White passing Latinos, probably. But you know, it's just I really hate being short. I hate being Asian. I hate it. I just wish I was a normal person. I just wish I was a normal person. I just wish I was normal. You know, I'm proud of my culture and my heritage and stuff like that. Like I love Asian culture. Like they have a great history, great empires, stuff like that. But you know, it, I'm just tired of my treatment. You know, like I wish I wasn't on the bottom of the hierarchy. You know, yeah. I don't know, man. Uh, I don't know what to say. You know, and the worst part about it is like I remember looking on. I mean, leg. The worst part is like leg lengthening isn't even going to get me to. At best, it will get to me at. It won't get me to average height. If I get 6 inches, it's still half an inch below average. You know, if I max everything out, if I get the maximum possible, you know, I'm still going. Like this is why I don't care about like you know, in leg lengthening, um they stretch your muscles, right? And sometimes your muscles aren't long enough to be able to stretch to the point where you can like walk regularly. Like I'm willing to do that and literally like get people to tear my some of my muscle, right? So that like I can walk regularly, but like me being weaker, I don't care about being weak, to be honest. I just care about like being taller, you know? Yeah, I mean, if I was normal, I would be normal in the Stone Age probably, you know. I'd probably even be short for someone in the Stone Age. No, I'm not gonna hop on testosterone. I just want to be a normal sized person, you know. I hate when people say short king. It's condescending, right? That's if I get lucky. If I get really lucky, I'll be 5'9". You know, worst case, I'll be like 5'6" after two lengthenings. Yeah, I'm also like I need to. The thing is, testosterone is bad for like I mean, as an Asian guy, you're not supposed to be like hyper masculine or anything, right? Especially if you're in your 20s, you're supposed to K-pop max while you still can, right? And maybe after you're too old for that, maybe that would be worth it. But you know, like as an Asian guy, you have to, yeah, exactly. I'm five. A Blue says I'm 5'5" and everyone's taller than me. I'm 5'3" and everyone's taller than me, even the kids. You know, I am depressed. I hate my life. I just I don't care. I don't care about like, oh man, the proportions, blah blah blah. I don't fucking care. I don't. It's bullshit. I don't care. You know, like I only care about the height. I don't want to look up at everyone. You know. Yeah. I fucking hate being short. I hate being Asian. I I just wish I just wish I could just reincarnate, or like some transhumanism happens and like they can grow me a tall white body that I can have my brain inserted into, you know, so I don't have to be this fucking abomination of a human being. Yeah, I already live in an upper class white area. Like everyone's tall. Leg lengthening is expensive. I'm gonna do it anyway. Like I saved up since I was 16. You know. Yeah, I wish I was Austin Wayne. That would be a dream for me, man. Like, yeah, I wish I was Austin Wayne, man. How much is LL? Like one session is like $100,000. 100,000. I'm gonna do it in Korea. Is what do you call it? I mean, mainly because it's not gonna break the bank, but at the same, it's a balance, right? Like, it's still a first world country with a lot of plastic surgery experience, and they do specialize in like Asian bones as opposed to like Caucasian bones. So you know, yeah, you make 30K per inch. To, yeah. Ooh, I would use that to geo. I mean, I understand that. Like, I mean, if you're like slightly below average, I would understand if you want to use that money for geomaxing. But if you're this ridiculously short, if you're literally a midget, then it's just it's over. You know, man, man, it's the fucking scam, man, man. I don't know. I don't know who decided to make me this short. who decided to make me Asian in the West. You know, there are several billions Asians in the US. I mean, in Asia, and there are what tens of thousands of Asians in the US, and I just somehow ended up here. Like, what are the chances of ending up here? You know, like in terms of how much taller? 6 inches maximum. 6 inches maximum. Yeah. Make all of this money not to even be 6 feet, not to even be 6 feet, just to be around average. Yeah. Yeah, short men are discriminated against, man. Man, I hate being short. I hate being short. I hate being short. Yes, I do get mocked by teenage girls. They're still taller than me. Would you trade Penar? Oh, yeah. I'm already a chodelet, you know, so it's already over. Well, like I'm gonna have like negative chodelet, negative. Yeah, someone call in, please. Someone call in. What do your My dad's completely blue pilled about this. He's like, oh, just become successful, brah. Just make 300K, brah. Just make 500K, brah. Oh, make 1 million, brah. Oh my god. Like, and you know the thing is, it's not like it was for boomers. No one can make 6 figures anymore, you know. No, my dad said he's gonna donate everything to some bogus charity. No, he's just gonna give it away to some bogus charity. I'm gonna end up in a cardboard box, you know, and be short and be Asian, you know. Yeah, clean your room, bucko. I don't know why I'm here. You know, like, I mean, it really makes you think, you know, like you have your reality online. You can play as your tall character online. Wait, let me see if yeah, I mean you could play as your tall character online, right? But when you go into first person in real life and go outside, like it's just, yeah, I'm Korean. Koreans are supposed to be tall, but I'm still turbo short. Like I don't know why the fuck I ended up like this. Like, yeah, I'm speaking of huge height differences. That's literally me and anyone else. Anyone else. You know, like I literally wear 3 inch lifts, and I went to the grocery store where I work. Right, I'm still the shortest one there. Like, how is that even possible? I'm wearing 3 inch fucking lifts. Like that should make anyone above average. But like for me, I'm shorter than everyone else. Even all the women are taller than me. Yeah, I am Korean. Like, I mean, if you live in Korea, the guys there are very tall. You know, like 6 feet. No, it's congratulations in quote. It's not congratulations. Yeah, Korea is tall, especially like Gen Z. And you look at me, and you know, it's over. What's a 철부지미 국아제, right? I don't know what that means. Uh, I hate being short. I hate being short. Yeah, I mean, and the only reason I'm doing this stream is because like my dad's out of town. He's traveling off to he's in he's like traveling across the world right now. He's enjoying life while I'm stuck here at home, you know. Like he went to the Himalayas for vacation. Ajoshi. Oh, like old guy, right? Yeah, my dad's in Ajoshi. Yeah. No, you don't date Latin women in the U.S. They want tall white guys. No, my dad's side is short as fuck. My mom's side is the tall one, right? But I'm still extremely short. I'm still I'm and you know whenever I go to the family reunions, right? Like all the women are like married to white guys. So what like it's like what five Asian people and they're like really old. Like literally five 90-year-old Asians. What like three Happas and the rest are white, you know? Like that's how my family reunions always ended up. You know, like literally 90% of the people at these family reunions are white. You know, and like there are what like seven Asian full-blooded Asians, and they're all old, right? Because no one's having Asian kids anymore. You know, I'm the only one who's there that's a full-blooded Asian kid. You know, and all the kids there are like Happas. They're half Asian, right? And they look down at me as well, right? Literally and figuratively, they look down on me for being Asian, and they literally look down on me because they're looking physically looking down at my short height. You know, man. I think a guest is coming on, but I can't. You know what's worse is like I yeah, this is a link to the viewer call in, by the way. Like yeah, I was just taking a I was just taking a look at like Instagram, and like there are these like brothers, right? Like it just came across my Instagram, and like you know that those like Instagram reels where they're like, oh, I grew really tall, and my they're like looking down at their younger brother, and then their younger brother becomes like way taller, and the 20-year-old was what like 190 cm, and the younger one became like 205 cm, so like 6'7" or something. And I'm looking at myself, and I'm not even like half the height of any of these people, you know. And it's really depressing, man. And they're white as well, so like they mog the shit out of me. It makes me really depressed, you know. No, being Hapa is better. You know, do you know why? Do you know why being Hapa is better? Guess why? The reason. Oh, oh yeah, guest came in. The reason why being Hapa is better is think about like. Let me give you a hypothetical, right? Oh yeah, welcome! Exclamation point. Like, let me give you a hypothetical, right? Let's say I move back to Asia. Do you think I'll be accepted in Asia just like every other Asian? Of course not. Like my only friends are going to be what do you call it? The expats or whatever, right? Those are the friends I'm going to end up. Oh, Iggy. Okay. Yeah. The only friends. Oh, by the way, you're muted, Iggy.
Yeah, hey man, how you doing?
I'm not that great, but like
Yeah, I can imagine.
if I go to Asia, right? Like I'm not gonna. I never grew up in that culture. I don't speak the language that well.
Mm.
Like I'm gonna end up becoming friends with the white expats there, right? Those are the
Mm.
friends I'm gonna end up being friends with. So, and it's the same shit with Asian communities here. I'm an outsider in my Asian community, so
Yeah.
what's the point of being full Asian? There's no benefit. Like at least if you're Hapa, you have more like white adjacency, and you could have like be seen as more attractive. Yeah, they won't accept me in Asia because I was westernized because I never lived in Asia. I was never born in Asia. I lived my entire life in the States.
Yeah, so you're basically too American for the Asians and you're too Asian for the Americans. That's like that's definitely something that a lot of like first and second generation immigrants in America suffer from. I myself suffer from that too. So, yeah, it's brutal.
Exactly. That's why like when people are like, "Oh, it's better to be full Asian because at least you can connect with your culture." There's no connecting with your culture if you're a second generation immigrant. There is zero connecting
Yeah.
with your culture.
You
You know,
can't even LARP. You can't even LARP because they'll
yeah, you
know
can't LARP.
instantaneously that you're American just by the way you dress, by your mannerisms.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, they like it's literally it's like I mean if they see you from like 2 miles away, maybe they think you're Asian, just like from the same culture. But like if you're next to them, they'll know immediately.
mm,
Yeah, I mean there are Asian passport bros, but they go to places that are quote unquote like lower on the hierarchy, right? Like a Korean guy might go to like Southeast Asia, for example.
I have seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I have seen some Chinese men who have traveled to Russia and they were able to bag themselves like a Russian wife. Like obviously like they're gold diggers. We all know that Eastern European women are like notorious for being gold diggers, but unfortunately since with this war going on in Ukraine, you can't even like pull that off. You can't even go to Russia and even if you had like the beta buck status, right? It's something like I would highly advise on it would be something I highly wouldn't advise to do, but yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, mixed people do have issues. I'm not denying that. Like, they still face like some of the issues that full Asians face, especially if they're westernized, right?
Mm,
But like, they're it's like um exclusion light, if that makes sense. It's still exclusion, but it's exclusion light.
yeah. The- I was gonna say I
And like,
made this
also,
observation.
also
Oh yeah.
here's another thing. Like, if you look at any Asian celebrity, quote unquote Asian celebrity in Hollywood, any of them, they're all like times out of 10, they're only half Asian. I mean, what do you
Mm,
think that says about integration? There's
ex
no integrating as a full Asian in the West or even in the East.
exactly. Exactly. And I was gonna say that the only times in which I see an Asian man ever with a partner is if they are international students.
Exactly.
I've
Ex-
never seen an Americanized Asian with, I mean, in very rare cases, very, very rare
Exactly.
cases, and even
Like
more rare when it's with a
you
white girl.
literally we literally met in real life. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
Like I was talking about this shit, and you were like, maybe that's not the case." But you saw it in real life, and you instantly realized that that was the
The-
case.
and the reason why I changed my mind or changed my point of view is because, in Florida where I'm originally from, there aren't that many Asians. But when you go up to the north, right, somewhere like in, like I don't want to disclose where we're at,
Let's say
but
New
like in the
York.
yeah, like somewhere in New York, you're in the vicinity of like Asian people more so than you would otherwise in Florida, and
Yeah,
they're all paired up. All the females are paired up with white guys.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
literally it's not even like a joke.
Yeah,
Like,
literally, only Asians with partners are like the ones that came in from Asia, and like they're only here for their studies, and they're just gonna go back, right? And they're just gonna continue their relationship with their Chinese guy with the Chinese girlfriend.
Yeah, I think they haven't fully acclimated themselves in American culture. Maybe they're too shy. I honestly don't know. I
Like
couldn't
I
really
mean
tell you.
I know how they're like I mean I've hung around the Asian people, the Chinese people here, but like they do their own shit, right? They go to the hot pots together. Um,
Mm,
they go to the karaoke bars. They go to the cigar lounges. They smoke like chimneys. Um,
yeah.
but you know,
But the Asian international students, they don't go, at least the East Asian
yeah,
international students, they
they
don't
don't
tend
go
to go to like the bars and clubs that like
exactly
American,
exactly. They don't.
student college
They,
students would go to. Would you say so, or do you disagree?
I agree. Like every time I go to
Oh
like
shit.
these Western events, it's always just the people that were born in the West, right? Either that or like the Asian students from Asia are like in their own cliques. You know, they're at their own tables.
Mm.
You get what I mean, right?
Wait, sorry, it cut out for a second. Can you repeat that?
Like whenever you go to these like main events where you have everyone, right? Like where it's mainly just American culture. There are no Asians, but if there are Asians, they're usually like in their own table talking to each other, right?
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. It's like they're almost like self-segregating. Like they
Yeah,
stick to,
and,
to what they know best, right?
and I try to join these groups, and like they have these customs that I'm not really acquainted with, you know, and
Mm.
like I got excluded for that.
Yeah, and I think the biggest mistake our parents ever made was coming to America. This it
Yeah,
was an unmitigated disaster. I honestly
especially
think like
especially for ethnic males.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, because if you're white, you'd fit in just right,
Yeah,
and it's just like being white in America is like a status symbol. It really is. So,
yeah,
and it's easier for you to assimilate and to
and
get hired and to
and,
be, yeah.
and this is the thing. We're both like I would say like upper middle class sort of backgrounds. Uh,
Mm,
like we're not like magnates or anything, but like we have a comfortable upbringing, right? But like
yeah.
what do you call it? Like the thing is, despite that, you're still lower on the totem pole than like a working class white person, you know, because they look better.
Exactly.
Have you
And
noticed that as well? Like they can join the frat, but even if we can afford to pay the dues and like the frat payments or whatever, like you still can't join, right? And even if you,
yeah.
there's no point of being there.
And it's not for lack of trying, right? Like
Yeah,
I can speak on behalf of myself. Like I've tried to like assimilate into American culture, but it just for some reason it just it's unnatural. Like they just see
yeah,
it as you just like trying to try so hard to fit in when you really are just like should be left off in the deep end because like they think you're just like I don't know, just unnatural because they could tell, like, just based on my name, because my name is not American. That definitely doesn't help me, not only in the job market, but also in just
yeah,
like social gatherings, right? Because it's just like they view me as a foreigner, even though I have like American accent. So, yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, they can just sense that, like, and also another thing is like it certainly doesn't help that you and we don't have like so our parents can't even help us get a job, right? We can't even lean on them to help us find a job, right? Because it's just
Yeah,
how bleak the job market is. But not only that, but we don't have like our extended family per se in America. So we can't go to just like our uncle in like Colorado or our cousins in California who may or may not be able to help us, right? As opposed to like Americans who've been here for generations. So you can fall back to them. But for us, it's like, at least for me, all my family is somewhere else in a different country, So what good
exactly.
is that going to do for me? So
And
yeah,
the thing is, like everyone in my family, like in the other country, they're old as hell, right? And the ones
yeah.
that are young are so distant from me that like they're not gonna help me out, right?
Mm,
So like I mean, my extended family is just not gonna help me out, or they're incapable of helping me. You know, they're just too old.
yeah.
And like over here, it's just me and my parents, and you know my dad's sister, who's what would you call it? She has like a doctorate and everything. She was a try hard, yet she still makes what, like minimum wage.
Mm. I think is worth pointing out, please, if you can like just like reveal it to your listeners. Like if I'm not mistaken, like all your female cousins, right, are married to white men. That's important to to highlight that, right? Didn't you say that to me at some point?
What's that?
They're like all your female cousins are literally married. This is not a joke. Like to white men only. Is it?
Exactly. Like I told this to you earlier. Like whenever I go to a family reunion, it's only white people. And Asians are in the minority, and they're like a couple Hapas, and even the Hapas look down on you physically and socially.
Mm, yeah. Now that they have like that white, they're half white. They feel like they're more superior than you.
Yeah.
Dang,
I
that's
just
unfortunate.
feel depressed as hell. Like I mean, I'm doing this degree stuff like same as you, but like
Mm,
I'm thinking like, what's the point of this, right? Like I got my undergrad degree, and that didn't really change anything for me, right?
yeah,
Fundamentally, so I'm like, what's the point of this?
yeah. Because we were told, right, by our parents, by society, that all you need to do is get your college degree, and you'll be guaranteed a job thereafter, right? An entry level job with upward mobility. But obviously, like, you know, that that might have been like you could apply that what like a decade ago, but it's no longer the case now. So now you need to get more, you have to pursue more education, right? It's just so competitive nowadays.
I mean,
Like
even with the graduate degree, like it's not gonna. I still think that we're not going to be able to get a decent job from that.
no.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and you've been like job hunting, right? Like literally it's like a numbers game. Like I've been applying to so many fucking job postings and none of them like gotten back to me. Like it's pathetic, man. It's almost degrading, right? It's like almost feels like it was not even worth, going to college. Like if this is like how it's like, right? Where like you spend all this money for 4 year college degree expecting like a return of investment, but it's like when is it coming? Right? Like when should I expect that ROI? Because it clearly hasn't arrived yet, even though I was told so. Like and like yourself, right? Like we both have good grades. We both have done like a plethora of internships. You've been involved in clubs, so have I. You know, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous, man.
I literally clowned around. I joined all these clubs. I joined all these organizations. I got like I never really got the real leadership positions. Like they put me in the technical positions, right? Like director of web development or something. So I just like did the website for them, you know.
Mm,
And they got like all the social leadership roles. So but like I put just as much effort into it, right?
yeah. I
And
was gonna.
like here's the thing, like sorry for interrupting, but I
No,
just
you're
forgot
fine.
to say this. But like what do you call it? Like the only kids that were bullied in that group were the short kids, and
Mm,
everyone was Asian as well. Like everyone was Chinese, and because this was like a China research org, and like what do you call it? The only the short kids were bullied. There was this other kid that was like 5'4", like an inch taller than me. He got bullied. I got bullied, and there was this 5'5" to 5'6" kid that got bullied, and everyone got left alone. They left everyone the fuck alone. I wonder why
mm.
that's the case. Oh, I wonder why. What a mystery.
Yeah, and all these like quirky clubs that is straight up only exclusively reserved for incels. Like I've never seen a Chad, right? Never mind like a Stacy join these clubs. Stacy's and Chads don't have time to join these
Also,
like.
I would cut down on the lingo a little bit though. Just use
Oh
euphemism
yeah, sorry.
like
That's
inkwell.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Inkle. Yeah. But because like good looking men, they're too busy like partying at frat parties or sorority parties, and that's where the connections are being made. They are the ones that
Exactly.
have the connections, not
That's where the
us.
real jobs are.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, like, even if you go to these quirky clubs, the leaders are all tall and white. Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Unless you're the founder, that's the only exception.
That or like they're all like, females.
Yeah.
in leadership positions. So I was gonna say like, we've done a lot, right, for our time in college over the course of like 4 years of college.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my tall friend, white, dirty blonde hair, he literally was failing mechanical engineering, so he had to switch his major to business.
Yeah.
I swear to you, a couple of months later, like towards the end of the final semester for him in college, which was of this year, he went to some career event because he realized like, I can't find a job. He goes there, he's able to like make connections, network there, get the business card from one of these the vice president of this mortgage brokerage firm.
Oh
And what
my
do you
God.
know? He's interning there, and they're going to put him through a job training program. Can you
Oh,
imagine them? Can you imagine them doing a job training program for us? Absolutely
and
not.
look at us. Like I know who I've talked to you. Like you've done many internships. I've done many internships, and like the tall white guys that do internships get their first job out of their first internship. Like I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I did all this work. I clowned around, and they're just gonna use me as cheap. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. And your childhood bully, where is he now? He has a girlfriend, and
He
you're
has
as
a
you
he has a
here.
marketing job. Like I showed you his LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
Like he's tall and white. He has a job. What do you call it? Doing marketing. Like he's out of his first internship. Same
Mm,
shit. Like you just can't win as a short ethnic guy.
yeah, we can. We have to try like 10 times harder than
For
you
half the
know,
results.
yeah,
Not
exactly.
even half the results. More like a tenth of the results.
Yeah. And what was so interesting about what he was telling me about, his office is that there's another intern there with him, and she's a female. And
What's in this?
his boss told me that you got the internship, you're going to be part of the job training program. She won't because she puts in little to no effort. Of course, girls don't need to put into any effort because, like, they can automatically get the job no matter what, right? But he told me that since she's not really interested in wanting to work here, she's going to like reach out to him after the internship is complete so that he can go fuck her. I mean, these are the kinds of things that, like, maybe at least in this firm, right? That like employers are literally just poaching from, the girls from our generation, like the older generation of men. They don't want to go for the generation of women in their generation. They want to poach off of our, generation of women. It's ridiculous, man. Like it's
Yeah,
not enough that we're like inkwells, but like the boomers, Gen X, millennials are now poaching off of us, man. It's ridiculous.
yeah. I mean, I heard an article where they talk about something along the lines of like younger people are forced to marry older generations because they're what do you call it? Like they're forced to marry older generations because like they're poor.
Yeah. Damn, it's brutal, man. Pygmy, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Um, I mean, I'm either going to have like a low tier because like I'm held back a few years, right, compared to
Mm,
these people that get their jobs the first time. I'm probably going to end up like working at a grocery store or working as a barista, doing all this shit until I get like a low tier job that they got out of the gate. And my career is going to be set back by a long time.
yeah.
Either that or I just end up like working at these shit jobs forever. Because like it's like you're literally in stasis, right? When you're working
Mm,
these shit jobs, you're making just enough to get older, basically.
yeah. For me, what's so frustrating is I feel like I still haven't like gotten the opportunity to finally be a full adult yet, like fully
Yeah,
independent adult, right? Where you have your own job, you have your own apartment, right? So you're not relying on your parents to pay for the rent of the apartment, right?
yeah.
Or just to like, just stay alive, right?
Or
And
or,
this,
or even having an apartment with friends is better.
yeah,
even if you're
Exactly.
sharing an apartment with friends, because you like this is the reason why I'm doing this stream, because my dad's not home. Like
Mm.
he's off in his vacation to the Himalayas or whatever, while I'm stuck here rotting.
But,
You
or
know?
better yet, a girlfriend, right?
What?
Or better yet, just like staying in an apartment with a girlfriend, right? You both of you
Yeah,
can
that's
split the
even
rent.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead I'm stuck here with my parents, and this is not the norm. Usually, I'm not allowed to do these streams because my dad's an asshole, and he owns the house, so I can't do anything about it.
Mm. You know, it's so brutal in the particular area we live in because every time you go anywhere outside on the weekends, you always see fucking male and a female paired up together. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid couples everywhere you go on the weekends. Because they all love to go out shopping or to go do whatever the fuck, normie couples tend to do. And it's just so it's just humiliating, right? It's like that's what you're supposed to be experiencing at this point in time, right? And it may never happen in America, probably won't ever, and the fact of the matter is like we have to travel 1,000 miles away on the other side of the fucking world, right? Just to have that, just to experience that like other guys our age are experiencing, but just like in the comfort of, the city that they
Yeah,
reside in. It's
that's the thing.
ridiculous.
Like someone said, like, oh, you have to encounter discomfort, and you have to deal with all this like logistic shit, and you can't do it forever. That's another thing. Can't do it forever, and these people can just like you have to actively like spend a lot of money, actively wagey, actively go to these places, actively plan everything out, while they can just like
Mm,
filter feed like they're a sponge or something,
mm,
like they do absolutely nothing. They could just stand there, and like that's enough for them to uh get their get whatever they want in life, in terms of dating.
exactly. Exactly. I mean, even if I had the opportunity, and I'm not saying I would, to even like go on a date with like a girl in America, it's like I feel like I've been so deprived of just like having that like experience of like intimacy with a woman and
Yeah.
just like my personality has just like kind of been down in the gutters. Like I don't know how I would even be able to like really perform well on a first date and like have it materialize. It's just like I'm just so demoralized. Like I don't even think like I would even be even capable of like it leading anywhere, right? Onto a second date. So I'm too I'm
Yeah.
too jaded, man. I'm too jaded. Like in America, I feel like in America they break you spiritually and physically, man. This is the worst country for ethnics.
It, yeah, exactly. Especially for dating. Like, have you noticed that the only ethnics that are married are just people that like came in as a couple or something, or they were in
Yeah.
their own like isolated community. And
Yeah.
the thing about like remember there's things like Chinatowns like all over the country, right? But the
Mm,
thing is, like, all these Chinatowns are basically non-existent at this point. Like
mm.
they've all integrated into their cities, so like that's not, you can't bank off of that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, they've all disintegrated for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, Pygmy, do you have are you considering maybe geomaxing sometime this summer or no? Like some point this summer?
I'm gonna head over to Japan to do my surgery and like get my Korea to do my surgery and get my consultation.
Mm,
I'm gonna try my home countries. I don't expect any success whatsoever. I expect it to just be a waste of time as far as dating is concerned. Like I'm
mm,
just gonna go. Like this is why like my mom doesn't get this at all. Like she's helpful and all. Like she supports me, but like she doesn't get it, right? Because I tell her, like, what do you call it? If I go to Asia, the average age is a lot higher, and like people are pickier in East Asia, right? It's not like it's not as bad as the U.S., but people are still picky. People value height in those countries, especially Korea and yeah, especially China as well. And Like that's why I want to go to like Latin America. I want some JVW as well, right? And that's something
Mm,
my mom doesn't get either. I want JVW because I want
yeah.
to be JVW.
And well, and to make matters worse for us is that there's this window of opportunity to geomax in Latin America is slowly shrinking. I noticed that there are a lot of Latin Americans that they travel to Florida and they immediately adopt the feminist, you know, attitude in America, and they bring that back with them in Latin America, wherever country they came from in Latin America. So, it's honestly, I think the country you travel to, Argentina, give it like another 5, 10 years, and before you know it, it's like any other
Yeah.
American city. It'll be like a mirror image of any American city. So we're slowly seeing that like feminism is like a virus and it's spreading far and wide,
I
and we
mean,
really have to.
I've
Mm,
been to Latin America. I mean, I've been to Argentina, and it's the thing about the country is it's like very run down. Like nothing's being maintained. Like even people, like the people themselves in their clothes don't seem to be maintained, right? Like everyone's wearing like the same jacket they wore for the last 5 to 10 years. They're wearing an old ass backpack where like one of the backpack straps are missing. Like I
mm,
literally had a friend that had like one of his backpack straps missing, right? I'm like, bro, why don't you just buy a new one? They can't afford to buy a new one. You know,
mm.
I go to their apartments, right? There's no air conditioning. They literally like air dry their clothes. It's like rusty as fuck. Like I'm thinking to myself, these are the living conditions that like the majority of the world lives in.
Well, it benefits us though.
Yeah.
It definitely benefits
That's,
us when they're
that's
in destitute.
I want it so I can go there and use my wealth to my advantage.
Exactly.
It's the
Exactly.
West.
I was gonna ask you, like, what do you say to these copers, these normers who say, like, oh, just get an AI female robot.
Oh my
Soon
god.
enough, like it'll be as no different than like getting with having intimacy with like a real, biological human female. Like it's like, what do you say to that, man? Because I've heard a lot of cope about that. What do you think?
Hmm?
Like these like AI female robots. Do you think that's like the
Yeah,
future
I think
for a
it's
vast
cool.
majority of men in America or in the broadly speaking in the West?
I'm sorry.
Do you think like this female AI robots like do you think that will be like more common as time goes on, particularly in the West? Do you think that will be something that will catch on
Uh,
or no?
I think it's just gonna be like VR. Like I mean, I've been on VR chat. Like, I mean, the thing that I like about VR chat is like I can pick a tall character, right, and I could just look down at everyone and be like 12 feet tall or something. Uh,
Yeah.
but like I think it's gonna be like expensive and like cumbersome to the point where you don't use it that often. If that makes sense. Because like everyone knows about VR, right? People are like, oh, it's gonna be the next big thing. Oh, the metaverse, blah blah blah. No one, but at the end of the day, like it's too expensive to the point and too cumbersome to the point that no one cares.
Mm. Yeah, exactly.
It's only going to be like like a small group of people. I hate meta, by the way. I hate it. But like you get what I mean, right? It's a small community that does that shit.
Yeah, it's like very niche. Yeah, it's very niche. Not a lot of people do that, or even aware of that, or even aware of it for that matter. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
VR, yeah.
man.
And like the looks shit always comes into VR as well. They're like um I know one of these friends like there are a bunch of pervs on these VR chat things.
Mm,
What do you call it? Like there's like this anime group that like one of my friends was in, and like he's like this 6 foot like blonde hair guy, right? And like there and when he was about to leave the group, right, and these fat gay men were like trying to get him to come back, but I'm like, bruh, you know.
Now that you
Like
brought
I
that
mean
up,
I
mm,
mean that always happens when you like join these like communities in the peripheries, right? You just have these like fat old men chasing you, and you're like, what the fuck, man? This is the opposite of what I want, you know?
yeah. Similarly, when I was quote unquote gym maxing, the only kind of attention I ever got were, you know, the aforementioned men that you described,
And
fat,
they're all
gay.
fat old men, yeah, all of
Ex
them.
exactly.
Like
Exactly.
that just highlights how low your SMV is to the point where you're equal to fat old men, you know?
Yeah. And it's even more humiliating when they're like catcalling you. It's like, oh my God,
Oh
dude.
my god, yeah,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here, man.
Literally, it's they're such perverts, man. They like to prey on yeah, I feel like they like to prey on like straight guys for some reason. It's I don't know, it's weird. But then I realized like yeah, gym maxing,
Yeah,
gym
not
coping, it's all a cope. Gym maxing is all a cope, man. Like
you should only gym max if you enjoy going to the gym, right? Otherwise, there's
mm,
no point. Like it's like martial arts. Oh, just martial arts max. Oh, defend yourself if you're short. But like, it's not the issue. Is not being able to defend yourself. It's having to defend yourself. Like, sure, you can defend yourself on Monday afternoon, but like, what makes you think you're going to not have to defend yourself on Tuesday or Wednesday or the week after or whatever? Right? It's just gonna keep happening.
yeah.
So like, what do you call it? The issue is um what was I saying? Like the issue is like having to defend yourself. So like if you're doing martial arts, it should only be because you actually like enjoy martial arts and you have like an appreciation for martial arts. You know, that's the only reason why you should do martial arts, not to compensate for your height. That's bullshit. You know.
Yeah. Do you know like most men, most often than not, men that get into the gym are they do it out of because they're vain, you know, for vain purposes, right? They all are doing it in the pursuit of yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Like I mean, I think the whole muscle maxing shit is it's all male gaze shit. It's all in their head, you know.
Yeah. And what they don't realize is that they're like setting the bar even higher than it already is. Insofar as like they're making it females even more hypergamous. Like that's set the new bar. Now
But
guys,
I'll be honest, they don't care about muscle. They only care about like just being thin or being athletic. That's all they care about. You know, you need
yeah,
to have the raw genetics. That's the only thing they care about. Like look at the
yeah.
models, look at the popular people online. Like they're either athletic or thin, you know, but they have the good genes. That's what really matters.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I'm just what I'm trying to convey here is that like just female standards keep on like keep rising, setting new kind of like thresholds, right? Like now that men are now are gonna have to, it's like almost like expected that you have a six pack. It's almost expected that you have to have like to make six figures and so on and so forth. And these guys are literally exacerbating it for the rest of us. Like and all for what to hopefully, you know, settle with like some the glorious mediocre Becky, right? Who's got a personality of like a fucking like tree stump. It's a joke. Like these men should be ashamed of themselves. They are like exacerbating you know the already like rigged dating market as it is by going to the gym and talk, you know. And I think Andrew Tate is at fault here, right? He's encouraging all of his like, you know, idiot red pill followers to just like money max, gym max, all this other shit, and in the pursuit of what, like a Becky or like a
I mean,
Stacy that will
not
just
even
like use you
that.
as a baby bucks, like they'll just view you as a baby bucks.
They're literally just asking you to go on an infinite treadmill. That's literally all they're asking you. They're just trying to distract you for long enough to where they can extract whatever they want from you, whatever money they want to get off of courses or whatever, until you're an old man and it's too late and you're
Yeah,
dead. You know.
exactly. And it's in essence, their advice is to beta bucks. That's literally what it comes down to, just beta bucks, right? And then you'll be guaranteed a woman, right, who's past her prime. Her looks have faded. She's now like just like grumpy all the time after all the, you
Yeah,
get
she's
the
looking at
gist.
you and she thinks about her past experiences, and you're just like,
And she'll always be comparing you with the other, the other men that are of higher stock than you. So that'll always be on the back of your mind, and before you know it, she files for divorce, and basically like divorce scrapes you in the family
and
courts.
you're
So,
supposed to live in your empty apartment for the rest of your life.
yeah, all that for
Actually, you don't even get your apartment. You live in like a what do you call it, a room with like 10 other drug addicts, and like the what do you call it, the drug dealer comes in and like bashes your door in and asks for money from the other guy or something.
yeah, but I think even beta boxing is futile for most men
Yeah.
now. Like we don't even have that option, right? Would you say so,
Yeah,
Pygmy?
a McDonald worker can't beta bucks.
Yeah. At this point, beta bucks for America standards is like making at least like what 200, 400K. That's what they would deem as like beta boxing. So if you're even lucky then to make a that kind of income.
Yeah,
So
100K is middle class now.
yeah, it's ridiculous, man. But I another question I was gonna ask you is that, can you compare and contrast your time in the UK and that of, Argentina? Like, would you say, like, what are the pros and cons for both countries? Because like you did go Geomax to UK, right? So would you say it
Yeah.
was better there than it otherwise would be in Argentina, or is it
I
the
mean, I mean, I
reverse?
mean, like people want to hang out with you for like a novelty value, right? Like,
Mm,
oh, we have an American accent. Oh, that's interesting. But like,
mm,
what do you call it? Like they do like what do you call it? Ghost you sometimes. That's the only issue. But it's
mm,
still better than the U.S. It's still better than the U.S. because like when you go to like I went to like Manchester, right, Northern England. Like there aren't that many Asians around, and like what do you call it? The how in like around where we live, like there are Asians, but they're like the quote unquote like trashy ones, if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
So like they're like shorter, they have like a different complexions, like they're
I know exactly what you're talking about.
like
Yeah.
like wider noses and stuff like that. Like
Mm,
like when people think of Asians, they don't think of that in Manchester, right? They think of like the age like northern China or like Japanese or Korean, because the only Asians there are the students.
mm, yeah.
And the people that really get the brunt of like racism and stuff like that are like the Pakistanis and the Indians, because they're the biggest minority there.
Yeah. And they don't really have the best reputation there, right, in the UK.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
So like they're the if you're like Pakistani or Indian, South Asian, don't go to the UK. Don't go there.
Mm,
That's the worst place to go. But if you're Asian, it might be slightly better than the US, but it's still not that great.
mm. Oh, man. I was thinking about the time that we went to that karaoke bar and we saw those two inkwells sing in that karaoke bar, and as soon as like one of this like Mayo inkwells started to sing, like half of the room just like left immediately.
What do you mean?
Remember, you don't recall like that short Mayo cell who's bald started singing like
Oh
that
yeah, that one.
hard metal, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I could immediately the women in the bar start to leave because they're like, oh, like who's this like short balding guy? Like it's so weird. Like what is he doing up on that stage singing? Like it's yeah,
You know
it's
what's funny though? Like what do you call it? Like I see like like I used to like run some dating experiments, and
mm,
like what do you call it? The funny thing is like you see all the gesture maxers trying to like the gesture maxers in their profile pictures, like you see the sub fives like skydiving, like swimming around in a kayak, like what do you call it? Like playing music, like doing all this shit, and like no one
Yeah.
cares, you know.
Yeah.
Like so much for getting hobbies, quote unquote. No one cares.
Yeah, there's no skydiving for your face, nor is there any bird watching or kayaking for your height too. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's pointless, man. It is absolutely pointless doing any of these kind of hobbies unless you enjoy it, of course. If
yeah.
that's
That's
something you're
the
passionate
thing.
about,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But
Uh, I just I hate being short, man. Like, oh my god.
yeah, it's over, man. Like even like American Floyd's, at least the white ones, that is, they're and the black ones too. They're taller than me on average. Like they're 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" in some cases, man. It's brutal out here. Like you literally cannot win as a short guy. You'll always be anything you do will be just be viewed as you compensating. Just like
Yeah, yeah. I hate being short. I hate being stuck. Oh, I don't like being in the U.S. You know, it's just like everyone's getting taller as well. You know.
yeah,
Do you know
better
what's
new.
funny? Do you know what's
Mm,
funny? Like literally, like one of the prerequisites for men is like height, and that's only something that's like increases in like developed countries, you know, which is
mm,
interesting. Like whenever it's like a female trait, like it could find that in the worst underdeveloped countries in the world, you know.
yeah, because in the most developed countries, they tend to have better access to nutrition
Yeah.
and medicine. So yeah, but even in my own homeland, it's the average height has actually increased, if you can believe it. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, there's no escaping the West. It's done. So, like, if you're a short guy, unless you have like Chad tier face, but even then, like, I think standards have gone so bad. Like, I'm not saying Chad's lights are struggling, but you
Look.
know,
Think about this. When you go on TikTok, whenever you go on Instagram, when was
mm,
the last time you saw a Chad that was short? Zero.
rarely ever.
All
Yeah,
tall. They're all tall.
yeah,
What makes you think that? Like that's the sign that it's over if you're short. It doesn't matter how good your face is because you just never see it online. Like never see,
exactly.
like one short popular person, but they're usually like a fucking jester or something. But like if they're considered attractive, it's only like 1 in like 10 million, and they're not very they don't go very far anyway.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like just due to like how the demographics is just skewed against young men, right? Like why would a woman want to like settle with a Chad tier with a man who's 5'7", but the catch is he's got a Chad tier face when she has like a plethora of other options on her phone as we speak on whether it be regardless if it's coming from like she's getting DMs from Chads on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. Like she'll always have better options that even than like a Chad tier face of a guy who's 5'7". Like why would she want to settle with that guy? So yeah, you're better off just like especially for like Chang's.
Oh yeah, it's over for Chang's. Like you gotta you really have to be the exception, and even if you are the exception, like you're only going to get a fraction of what Chad gets. You know, like let's say
Mm,
it's like look when how many Changs are like popular on social media? Almost none. You
yeah.
know, and like it's usually just all white. You know.
Mm. Can I say that like I'm not Asian myself, but
Yeah.
I've noticed that like Asian men don't really have like they're not really I'm not saying they're not seen in a positive light per se in like contemporary Hollywood, but they like there aren't any like Asian male roles that have been sprung up even in the 21st century, right? Like the only other
Yeah.
one I can really recognize or like give an example of is like Bruce Lee and what was that like in the 60s?
The crazy rich Asians guy, but he was only half Asian.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's and the only Asian representation is from Asia itself. You know, like it's bullshit, man.
Yeah. So you have no, you're not even like, you don't even have that going for you. Because at least with like whites and blacks, at least with blacks, it's like, I think they get a little bit of like,
They get like sports and like
propped
music and
up.
shit, you know.
Yeah, I think their SMV gets can actually like be seen positively just based on like what you were alluding to, sports, Hollywood, right? Like that's the only real inclusion I've seen at least in the era of wokeness, right? Where like black men have kind of been propped up. And of course, white men have maintained their, level of high SMV. But as for like the other races of men, you don't really see that inclusion. Like you don't really see like Asian men, East Asian men for that matter, being seen in a positive light, if at all. So and I think if they are included in movies and shows, right? Like have you ever watched Big Bang Theory?
I was just going to the bathroom really quick.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine.
What were you saying again? The
No,
big
well, like when Asian men are included in movies and shows, like they're not really like the protagonist of the movie or show.
yeah,
They're always like this
they're
like
always
background character or
they're
whatever.
always
So
the short gesture that you're supposed to make fun of.
exactly. Yeah, and always like fitting into that negative stereotype of like an Indian or like an East Asian guy, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's how people just assume you were day one, you know.
Mm. Ah, man. It's
I
fucking
just
ill.
hate being a short guy, you know.
Yeah. It's emasculating, man. It's absolutely
And
emasculating.
being Asian's worse. It's like a compounding effect, you know.
Would you rather be white or tall? Like if you had two options, like which one would you take?
Depends how tall. Like it was like 6'3", then yeah, tall.
What about 6 feet?
Uh if I'm still getting LL, if I'm getting LL to 5'9", then I'd rather be white, you know.
Yeah, probably for the best then,
It's like
yeah.
I'm gonna get LL anyway, you know.
What height will you get to when you do to undertake that procedure?
At the most like 5'9", but like at the minimum like 5'7", probably.
Hmm. And what's the recovery like for men?
Entire year, and
Entire year.
you're gonna be disabled and in a wheelchair as well.
I assume you're gonna take like a gap year from grad school or no?
Yeah, either that or do it online if I can. If it's too much pain, then I'm just gonna like rot max and you know
Mm.
it's an entire year. I don't want to give up my mid 20s to this shit, you know. But like, all right, you really don't have much of a choice.
I mean, you know how I feel about it, man. You know how I feel about you undertaking this kind of ordeal. I think I highly advise you not to undertake this procedure, but it's your prerogative, man. I'm not gonna like force you to do anything. So I just feel like with that kind of money that your mother has promised you to provide you for the procedure, like you could it's better use to use that money to geomax. But that's just me.
Yeah,
Like I'm not trying to like sway you and dissuade you from undertaking this procedure, but it's like a high risk, high reward procedure, right? Like,
yeah.
are there any other like minor, less severe procedures you could do first and go from there, or
No,
no?
no. I mean, I don't. I can't change my race. Like that's impossible. Um, it's just also it's just what do you call it? Like if my face is on a very short body, it doesn't look good at all. You know, if that makes sense.
Mm, I don't know. I just feel like it's like by the time you get that procedure done, like by then like standards will be even higher for men's height, years of recovery and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like this is no joke, man. Like I don't know. And I've seen some cases of like LLs having gone botched. Like most of these men who undertake this
Yeah,
procedure, like they end
but like
up being crippled.
what do you call it? Like a lot of the time it's from these like foreign doctors that don't have much of a history, not much experience.
Yeah. One of the guys was saying like in the comment section, you gotta lean max first to see what your potential is. Like this guy's delusional. There's no potential for a guy who's 5'3". I don't know like if you just discovered the black pill a second ago, but with all due respect, like that's like an insult to say to Pygmy. Like he's already lean.
Yeah,
Pygmy
I'm
is already
already
lean.
like you saw me in real life. I'm pretty fit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing about being this short is like even if you lean max, right? Like I look at myself in the mirror and like you don't have that what do you call it? That the long torso that tall guys have or average height guys have. Does that make sense? Like you can go
Mm,
for like a 4 pack at most while they can have like a 8 to 10 pack, if that makes sense.
yeah. I mean, there's no amount of like self improvement you can do at that height. I mean, it is like a non-starter. Like,
Yeah.
and like the worst part being about being short is like everything just looks so disproportional, right? Like your head looks bigger than your fucking like your body frame. It's just it's awful. I hate
Yeah, you
being
look like
short.
a baby basically forever.
Yeah, it's
And if you look at these like really tall people, like their head is small compared to the body, and it looks very aesthetic.
yeah, yeah.
While it's the opposite for short men, it's over.
Have you do you know about this app called 6 Feet? Like the 6 Feet app.
Does it
So
make you look like you're 6 feet or something?
no, apparently there's this a dating app that's in the works, and it's specifically designed for heterosexual women that are interested in exclusively dating men who are 6 feet or above. They have their own social media that they've been promoting, on their app. They haven't released the app yet on the Apple Store, but in the not too distant future, I'm certain like it'll be released on the App Store. So yeah.
I made a post about that on Reddit actually.
Oh
Like,
really?
yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
man, it's like I just hate being short, man. I hate
yeah.
being Asian too. And my dad's like, "Oh, why do you hate being Asian? Oh, I'm Asian. I'm successful. Ooh." But I'm not you, bro. I was never born
Yeah,
in Asia.
yeah. He can't grasp like how bleak it is. It is for a guy like you, really, for your own son.
Like the best way to say it is you just feel invisible. That's the best way of saying it. You're completely invisible.
Yeah, meanwhile, like taller men are considered attractive due to like some perceptions, whether they're warranted or not, like dominance, strength, good health, and they perceive as being of having like boost of confidence and like status. So, and it's also in some cultures like it's a symbol of power and success. Like, how can you even top that as a short guy
You
unless you?
can't. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really find like my own people are very attractive.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. Like I prefer JBW, and there's nothing I can do to change that.
Mm-mm.
'Cause I was born here, and that's how I was raised. Like I want like an all American like type, all American woman. But
That's
that's not
never gonna happen. Yeah.
never gonna happen.
To be fair, I have seen some Asian, like American Asian men that have traveled to Poland and they've had some, dating success in Poland. I don't know, like if you'd ever consider potentially traveling there for yourself to see if what they say is true or not. Because like
But the thing is, if you want all American or Western, you gotta be tall. You gotta at least be tall.
no, no, this particular YouTuber who's Asian American, is of Chinese descent. I believe he's 5'6",
Yeah.
and 5'6" for all intents and purposes is most likely the average height for like a Floyd in Poland, and even he's able to have some success now. I don't know if like they're with him. I don't know the full story. I don't know the full detail. I don't know if like they're just with him, in the hopes of acquiring like a green card, or or any other like reasons there are, for why they went out on a day with him. But just from what he's saying in his videos, it seems like that's somewhere like you could potentially ascend there. I don't know. Like I think you just have to see for yourself. I just think like Western Europe is just not ideal for Asian guys.
It's
I just
it's
I
not. It's
Yeah.
not.
But I feel like I think in Eastern Europe they view Asian people with high esteem. Um,
Because they're right next to China, and China mobs them economically and culturally.
exactly, exactly. And so like if and considering the fact that perhaps I would still be more open-minded in terms of like the kind of women like I would date, right? Not just exclusively go for JBW women, but if that's something you're hell bent on, then I would give Eastern Europe a try. So,
Yeah.
but best avoid Ukrainian women as well as Russian women. They are gold diggers through and through. So anywhere beside,
I was
obviously you can't go to Russia, but yeah.
I was actually considering either like Romania or Moldova, or like Poland or something, or former Yugoslavia.
Bosnia.
Yeah,
The women there,
Bosnia.
they're Muslim though, so you might have to convert to Islam.
Just go to
The Bosnia.
Serbia or Montenegro, or like Slovenia or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Serbia's Orthodox though.
They're Orthodox. Bosnia, they're Muslim. Albania, they're Muslim. They have all this like ethnic tension, in the aftermath of following the aftermath of Yugoslavia, right after Tito died. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I would definitely, if you have the time, like during the summer, maybe you can go there to see for yourself.
Mm,
Um, but you have more geomaxing experience than I do. Like I haven't even geomaxed as of yet. So, but
yeah.
yeah, man.
Go to Middle Eastern or North African. No, no thanks. Actually, maybe some exceptions, but I don't know. Maybe Turkish. Turkish is fine, or what do you call it? Like Macedonia, or like Bulgaria. You know.
Yeah, maybe since they're like a little bit behind than Western Europe and America, they might still like value traditional like gender roles, right? Insofar as like still they still are instilled in this belief that they're brought up on, right? That like men are supposed to be the breadwinners and women are supposed to be the homemakers. So I don't know, maybe that'll work to your advantage, right? But I would wait until I could get a job. It's obviously it's easier said than done, right? It's but that's why it's so important to have a job now, man. Like I'm in the same boat as you, bro. Like I want to just be,
I
yeah,
just want a job, so I could just distract myself and earn money.
yeah, yeah, dude. I would hate to be a poor soul, man. Like if you're a poor soul, it is just like why even bother geomaxing?
On top of being ugly,
Oh my God,
or
dude.
being ethnic, imagine being the janitor.
Oh
Imagine being
my,
the janitor.
the 5'2" balding Indian janitor, yeah, right.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Dude.
Like being short is such a curse, man. Being Asian is such a curse.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you call it? I mean, the only thing I have going for me is like being pale. That's the only thing.
Pale Max. Just
I
just
mean, at least like I'm paler than a sand paper bag.
just Vampire Max, bro.
Yeah,
Just
I
stay,
avoid
dude.
the sun. That's what I do. I avoid the sun. But you saw me in real life, right? Like I'm at
Yeah.
least paler than a paper bag, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed a lot of Asian people tend to, I think it's done deliberately, right? To look as
Yeah,
pale as
they put
possible.
on sunscreen, put on like whitening. Like I got this Korean thing, like it makes you look paler, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Have you do you still keep in touch with like any of your friends from college or no? Have they all gone their own way?
No, no, they all went their own way. They're all gone, pretty much.
Damn.
Yeah, they like I had this really depressing period where I had these like tall white roommates, and like they it was fine when like they're like uh there's like one white cell and like everyone else was like was ethnic, right?
Mm.
And like that room situation went okay, right? They included me and stuff, and you know, like they weren't exclusive or anything, but like the next semester it was all tall white guys and they just excluded me, you know?
Damn.
And I was ostracized in my own fucking room basically.
So they never invited you to parties or to like hang out like at
Well,
bars or clubs or whatnot?
they just did it with
Dude,
each other.
dude, that's brutal, man.
And you know, I exploded one time because this one guy just kept like what do you call it? Nitpicking about shit I do around the apartment, like me cleaning shit the wrong way. Oh, this fork is on the table. And I just got fed up and I fucking got really mad at them and I looked like a bad guy.
Jesus, man. Dude, college
The
was.
thing is, like, I
Mm,
envied them. I wish I was one of them.
mm.
Like
Were you?
they were just better in every way. They're taller. They're JVW. Like they don't have my fucking squat ass legs. Like they had long limbs and shit. You know.
Was there ever like a point in time when you were like on the verge of dropping out of college because if you just couldn't handle just being like socially
Yes.
isolated from everyone?
Yes. Yeah.
Same.
It got really bad when I was like getting bullied online as well.
Yeah.
And the thing was like my only lifeline was online. So when I was losing that shit, like I got really depressed and I failed an entire semester and like I got kicked out and I had to like what do you call it? I had to petition to get back in.
Yeah. Dude, those were dark days. College was brutal. It was absolutely brutal.
And high
Like,
school was shit as well.
yeah, middle school
Like
too.
just imagine like this is your entire life. There weren't really that many great times in your life, you know, where you're happy consistently, you know.
Yeah. Do your parents ever ask you like, "Hey, why aren't you happy? You should be more happy. You
They
should be
don't
happy
care.
more often." They don't even ask you.
They don't care. They just say like, "Oh, just do this to get a good education or whatever." You know, that's all they care. That's all they don't. My dad doesn't like care about my personal life at all. You know, that's the thing that pisses me off. You know, like my personal life is important as well, and he doesn't pay attention to it.
I was always told that this is such a misconception, but I was always told that I'm sure there are some like exceptions to it, but I was always told this saying that, oh well, college is nothing like high school. It's like, yeah, that couldn't be further from the truth. It is exactly like by the contrary, it's
Yeah,
exactly like college. It's
yeah,
just like one big
literally
high
the same
school.
shit.
Life is one big high school, man.
Literally the same shit, but they use manners more. That's it.
Yeah, and you're more independent just to fuck around and like kind of like you're left to your own devices. Like show up to class, don't show up to class, join a club, don't join a club, do sports, don't do a sport, like recreational sports. Like it's
Yeah,
your prerogative. So yeah,
yeah,
no college experience for the both of us. It's
yeah.
over.
No experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when was the last time you felt truly happy? I myself I can't remember. I can't recall. Like actually, like.
When I was geomaxing, that's it.
Mm,
I actually
damn.
felt wanted, you know, for once.
Did you have to like pinch yourself in the arm just to just make sure like you're actually
Yeah,
like
I was thinking like the U.S. is such a scam, man. That's all I was thinking. Like what I experienced was such a scam. Like all the effort, money I put into the U.S., it was a scam.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that is the only tangible cope that will like keep me motivated, even though like I haven't geomaxed yet. Like that's the only thing that will like keep me motivated to continue on in this like godforsaken life, this miserable life we we live in.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing for us in America, man. America is
I
it's
am
done. It's
31
cooked.
years old and 153 centimeter. Oh, that's even worse than me. Oh my god. I'm
Yeah,
like
it's brutal.
160.
Is this on the in the comments?
Yeah.
Oh shit, damn.
31
Yeah,
years old and 153 centimeters. That's what, like 5 feet or something?
yeah, I think so, right? Damn.
How do you even live? Oh my god.
Talk about crypto and how you'll never have to work if you buy. I am investing in crypto, but unfortunately, Trump has kind of fucked us over with the tariffs, and I feel like that's kind of rippled in
Oh, and
because
the
it
price
only
here,
not only has affected the stock market, but it's also affected crypto. So yeah,
also
thanks a lot, Trump.
the prices are gonna start rising a lot once like the what do you call it, the stockpile in the U.S. warehouses have run thin and they have to like import shit again. You know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I'd
man.
rather be Hapa than full Asian, to be honest.
Like ER.
Yeah, I'd rather be Hapa. Yeah,
Damn.
I'm sure I'd be better looking. You know.
I don't know where people are getting this idea, but for some reason, people genuinely believe that ER wasn't an inkwell for whatever reason. Like, what do you have do you have an opinion on that? Like,
I think one thing I should have done is like gotten a nose job if I was in his position.
yeah,
I think that would have really improved his chances just getting a nose job. You know.
yeah. His father was just absolutely vicious to him. Just like an awful human being. That's what I'm saying. Like, most of our parents should never have been parents. Like, there should be like a parents test. Like,
Yeah, or like a
if you want
genetic test as well. If there's
genetic test. Yeah, in tandem with like a parent's test. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about looks for the parents?
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, oh, I hate being short. I hate being Asian. Fuck this shit. Fucking hell. Short and Male. Have you watched that
whoa.
documentary, Short and Male? What were you saying?
Yeah, one guy in the comments said, "I went to the same college as ER, not at the same time, not a friendly area, rich Chads only." Well, it's no surprise there, right? It's California. What do you expect, right? That's
I mean, where we live, like, Iggy, you're kind of in the same region, like,
yeah,
what do you call it? Like, they're like the rich Chads, but they're like the sub fives doing their like quirky shit that no one cares about, you know.
true. Yeah, that's the. I mean, most of the ethnics do the shitty man like wage slave jobs.
And have you noticed that all the ethnic males, they all do this like cringy shit where they think they're all cool, like in their clubs, but it's just no one cares, you know.
Yeah, like they think that like having
They're
status as
yeah,
like a president or vice president of like some like club that no one cares about is gonna like give them, gonna land them any like pussy, but that's just
no,
not the case. Just not the case, man. Like and these ethnic women, they whore themselves out for white men. Like they literally throw themselves at white men. It's
yeah, like
particularly
every
freshman
time,
year.
like I remember going on the train and like going to the like the high street, and like it's literally just tall white guys with short ethnic women, all of them,
Hmm.
all of them, and
Yeah.
like one looked like someone from the Aryan like mustache man youth, you know.
Hmm.
And what do you call it? there's literally a tall white guy with a mustache mon youth look, and it was some like short Asian guy or short Asian girl, next to him.
Yeah. But to for the record, like I have seen like the only type of ethnics I ever see with paired up with white women is when they're black or like like
Yeah,
that is the only other time instance when I see like non-white men with white women. That's that's quite common. Um,
yeah, it's over.
so yeah, but dude, have you like I think in one of your videos like you talked about like the title of one of your videos was like your youth is fleeting, and I feel like
Yeah,
that's just I
your
could relate to that.
it's your
Yeah.
20s. I feel like my 20s are just passing me by, and I see people enjoying their 20s, and I get
Yeah.
so envious of like the people that are like 19, 20 years old, but like they're tall and white and they have so much to experience, while you never had that opportunity.
Yeah. It's like these life milestones that you never got to have, right? Like, and they're supposed to happen naturally, especially through your formative years. That's why we're all so broken. We're broken individuals, spiritually, physically, mentally. Like, how, like, what do they expect? Like, of course, we're not going to be able to, like, have the best social skills when we've been, atomized, our entire lives and bullied. Like, what do you expect? Like, there's a reason why, we turn out the way we are based on our looks, right? It's like, it's just the way it is, like a domino effect, right? So it's like a chain reaction. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I hate being short and Asian, man. Like,
Mm.
uh,
Exclamation point. Do you have, like,
any experience? Wait, what are your stats, by the way?
I'd say physically I'm actually a normie, but I'm very socially inept. So
Are you
I
Asian?
yes, I'm
Oh,
Chinese.
okay. Like you kind of sound based on your voice,
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Wait,
But
what do I sound like?
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I can tell other people. Wait, Iggy. Wait, could you tell I'm Asian first time I talk to you?
yeah,
Really? Hmm.
straight away. Yeah, it's very distinct. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
But like I'm saying, like most Asian guys, like they're like sub 5 in the face for an average face, in the West.
Mm.
I think my face is slightly below average compared to like white guys, but I'm probably above average for Asians. So
Yeah.
so overall, I'm pretty
Yeah.
average
I
facially,
mean, I
but
mean,
I
I
should,
mean, I mean, I mean, Iggy, you saw me, right? I'm above average for an Asian, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm short.
I would say like I would rate your face. I'm like wee waffles right now. I would rate your face like anywhere from like 7.5 to an 8.
For an
But it's
Asian.
just like your height that's just holding you back, right? It's like
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I keep telling people I hate being Asian. I hate being short. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, but I just want to say for exclamation point, man, like 5'9", that's I would say that's like above average height, right? And
no, I
some
mean it's exactly average in the U.S.
Yeah, it's average in the U.S. Yeah.
I think that's come on, like that's a little bit misleading. Like 5'9" isn't really the real height in America, at least for like a young generation of men. It's got to be taller than that, right? Like if
Also,
I think
6'1".
it's the
Yeah.
Latinos that driving it down, right? When
yeah,
you
I
say
live
that,
in a state with a lot of Nordics and Germans, so everyone's
oh
5'11" here.
Oh,
oh my
really? Are they like
God,
6'1" or something?
No, they're just 5'11" on average.
Oh,
damn! But there aren't any like white boys that are into K-pop, like you could lean into or no?
Um, sure, they're here and there, maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm not looking for a relationship.
Oh wait. There's a guy in the comments section that said, "I got LL in Baltimore. I'm now 5'11". Maybe you can hop on and discuss it so that Pygmy can get like an insight.
Oh yeah. Join AK. Join.
Yeah, he's 5'11".
Oh,
Wow.
I put in the link by the way. AK join.
Maybe he was 5'7" and
Yeah.
then never been called tall. I've been called short. Okay, come
Oh,
on,
is it
bro. Like
Baltimore where like one of the main LL people are?
that I don't know.
Yeah, join the stream. Join the stream.
Yeah,
I wanna hear some insight. I put
yeah. Join the stream. I did it with Dr. Asayag. I'm a bit shy. Dude, it's fine, bro. Like there's nothing to be shy about. Like we don't judge you here. It's a judge-free zone. We're all in cell here. It literally doesn't matter. Oh, I was 5'5" now. I'm 5'11". Wow. Wow, that's crazy. So what's that? 6 inches? Damn. Wow, he grew 6 inches with the LL, man. That's crazy. Like and from there he can just height fraud. He could just wear shoeless, and now he's bumped up to 6 feet, right? Or maybe 6'1". Uh, so happy, he says. LL saved my life.
right. I'm here.
No, look at the comment section. He's
Yeah,
five.
exactly.
So he
This
just
is
grew up. He grew up. He got up to 6 inches. He was 5'5" and got up to 6 inches.
Oh,
With a
really? Really?
look at that. You
Really?
dude. Now you got to come on. You got to. I wear boots and
Wait,
now I'm 6 feet.
let me look up the Dr. Sayag.
Yeah,
Dr.
in Baltimore. He said he got it in Baltimore, which is not far from. Yeah,
Did you use the Ilazariev method or the new internal method? AK. Yeah, same. I did the same thing. I used to like this is why I'm saying people are like, "Oh, don't do LL," but like every person that got it never regretted it. You know, all of them. Oh, I was the external one's internal. Like the external one is like the apparatus that's like outside of your leg, right? The rings. But the internal one is like a nail that's inside of your bone marrow.
there were so many Asians with me. My God.
I knew it. I knew it.
Aren't you worried about like malpractice though in South Korea? Like getting it done in
Japan, Thai. I mean, I think there's a hierarchy amongst Asians as well. Like you have the fancy Asians and the jungle Asians, right?
brutal.
Like the fancy Asians are the Japanese, Korean, Northern Chinese, and the jungle Asians are like the what do you call it? Like Southeast Asia, you know?
So there's a hierarchy even
Yeah,
among Asians and
it's like what do you call it? Like Nordic countries and then German countries and then like
Spaniards.
yeah. Yeah, it's Spaniards and then like Turkish maybe or like Eastern Europe, you know.
Yeah. Slavs.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy should hop on, man.
Yeah,
Tell his
I
story.
wish this AK he should tell this story. I really want 6 inches, man. Because like then I could be average height. That would be amazing. Yeah, I mean I'm either going to do it with like the reason why I want to do it in the U.S. More so because they can get up to 6 inches, but they don't talk about that as much in the East because like what do you call it? The average height is lower, right? So they're like, oh, I'll be okay with like 5'7" or something, but I'm not okay with 5'7". And you know people are like, oh, just be the average of your country, but I don't live in that country. I don't plan on living in that country. I plan on living in the U.S. You know because I'm more familiar with this culture. I can get a job in this country and so on and so forth, right?
He said that insurance covered I assume a portion of the procedure.
Wait,
I don't know how
Wait, did you have like
how are you
a?
even eligible for that?
Did you get height dysphoria or something? Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I feel that, man. You know.
Yeah, when I first saw you in real life, I was like, wow, like
I'm
that.
cutie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for lack of a better word, yeah. I mean that I always thought like being 5'8" was bad. No, it's
And you
nothing
look at me.
compared.
Look at
Yeah, and
me.
then it's nothing compared to being like 5'3". Like I would have, I mean this with all due respect, Pygmy. Like I would have thought you were like
Just,
a
just
kid.
keep it safe
Like
for YouTube, though. Yeah, you thought I was
yeah,
a kid. Yeah.
yeah. I swear to you. Like if we walked past by each other, like on the street, I'd be like, oh, like like where's his father? Where's his parent? Like I'm not. I'm being serious. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's that bad. It's
This is
that
why
bad.
I need LL. I need LL.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you really revealed to me like why I need LL. You know, like in words, if that makes sense.
I'm so happy I spent about 160K total get LL.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you should hop on the I mean if you want to, of course, we're not pressuring you, but I think like for Pygmy's sake, like you should clarify it.
Because I want to know like what the maximum is. You
It's
know.
a means to end of suffering.
I've heard some people get 7 inches.
Mm. Pygmy, have you tried going to like the most reputable surgeons in America as opposed to South Korea, or is it you're going solely to South Korea because it's just significantly cheaper there than it otherwise would be in America?
I mean that too, but also like they specialize in like Asian bones and shit. You know.
Okay.
But you know, AK, like did you think this way as well? Like once you got your surgery, life just began, you know? Life began. Your real life
Yeah.
began, right? Is that what you say? Would you say that? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Your clothes, exactly. Like your it, everything looks better on on longer legs, you know?
Um,
Yes, I need LL.
can you talk about like what's the perception like amongst like people around you? Like, do they treat
Yeah.
you better? Like, what are the social interactions like after having gone through that whole ordeal, that fucking painful ordeal? Yeah, okay.
Mm. I'm gonna wear lifts to be honest, even if I do get the LL, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
because I
Tall
want to
guys
be
do it too.
above average. I don't want to be like uh yeah, yeah. I mean this really more like the more like every time I hear someone talk about LL, they wait. How old are you, AK? Or like around what age? Yeah, only short men understand. Exactly, only short men understand it. 33. Yeah, that's it's a little it's beyond the prime, but you know it's not that old. You know.
Yeah. What about your face? Is it subpar as well or no?
Wait, are you JBW? Is AK white?
Is he white and does he have a subpar face?
Yeah. Five. Are you white as well?
Around a 5 out of 10, so he's like dead average.
Oh, but
Caucasian balding.
bro, do you now understand why I need LL, or do you understand why I want to get LL now? Because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want you to like look,
Wait,
look,
but can I say something though?
yeah,
like, and I mean this with all due respect to AK, but you're white, and so I think you could have been better off like traveling overseas and just ascending there. Look Italian. Well, regardless, you're white. You'll look white. You'll have that white phenotype regardless when you go to like if you go C-Max. So, but I mean, I'm glad like it worked for you though. So, but no, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, Pygmy. I just
Oh,
thought
no
I made
problem.
that point. Yeah, you
But
were saying?
you saw me, you literally thought I was a kid. Like I'm not even pygmy, you know.
Yeah, I
And
was in disbelief. I thought you were lying. I'm not kidding. Like I thought, because some people lie about
wait,
being
do I
like,
do I look young?
yeah, you look young. You look
Wait,
like
how old did you think I was?
I would gauge like somewhere around like I don't know. I don't want to like insult you. I don't know. It's like it wouldn't
Oh
be
no,
right.
I mean it's a compliment if you think I'm like
No,
17 something.
yeah, like 17, like an adolescence, somewhere around there.
Because
Yeah.
I mean that's one of my fears, like looking like I'm old. That's one of my fears in life, you know. Like I wanna have a pretty boy face for as long as possible, you know.
Wait, AK, like you should try to get hair transplant if you have the
Yeah,
financial means to do so. I
yeah,
mean, if you're able to like splash the cash, like in terms of like spending like 160K and having your health insurance cover, I guess the rest of it, then like surely you'll be able to fucking like get a hair transplant. So, but yeah,
yeah.
no, no, man, it was brutal for you, man, and yeah, it would be a nightmare like had we gone to like a club because we did like go bar hopping, but that's I feel like at least a little bit more like dignifying than going to a club because there it's literally just like a tall fest. Like virtually every guy there, the average height there in a club is like probably like 5'11", 6 feet or something. Like I rarely would ever see any short guys. Like when I was in college, like all the short guys were just like in the corner of the club when I was with my normie friends, but yeah. And even there, I could tell, like, even before I was even black pilled, I was like, oh my God, like, I feel so puny in this club because, like I said, like, every guy there in the club is tall. So,
Wait. Remember that like Mexican club that we came across and like we looked inside and everyone was a boomer.
yeah.
I mean that's why that reinforces our idea, right? Like the only couples we see here are from those countries and like they grew up in those countries, not the US.
Yeah. And they're immune to the black pill because they have their own Titnik community even when they come to America. It's almost as if, uh, like they're not affected by it for whatever reason, which is good if you're brought up in that community. But chances are, if you're brought up in that kind of like Hispanic Latino community, then you're probably not aware of the black pill to begin with. So yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't have that. We're not fortunate enough to have that kind of like you know uh deeply attached community, right? Where like
Also, like I talked about this on Reddit, but like the reason why I want to look so young is like I want people to think I'm a kid, so they don't like treat me like an adult and they see me as fair game, right? They could ridicule a short adult as much as they want, but they're more reluctant to ridicule a teenager, you know?
I think it's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah,
Like, because I don't think it actually works to your advantage when you're applying for jobs. Like,
I
people
know.
are gonna, yeah, I don't need to tell you then, yeah.
Yeah. And I purposefully try to make that look right. I grow my hair long and like
Hmm.
I try to look like a zoomer, basically, you know.
Yeah, and you have
Stereo.
curls too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I literally curl my hair. Like I go to like a Korean place.
yeah. Ah, man.
Yeah, clubs are for tall chads, 100%.
So exclamation point, how come like you're not particularly drawn to dating? Are you just so jaded from it that like you just
I have a condition. Basically, I'm basically depressed, more or less. So I can't find. I'm not interested in people anymore.
Hmm.
I'm on the East Coast, by the way. Cholbu, Cholbu, Shimi, Chichimi. Hmm. Where can you get? I don't know. Like it's I think like Dongwon is one of them. Like he's one of the main. He's actually he learned the technique from Paley. Uh, yeah. Like I will get consultations. I won't accept anything below 6 inches, to be honest. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. Not that many Well, there are Asians, but they're like the quote unquote trashy Asians. Like not well, there are Koreans, but not as many. Yeah.
Do you think there's a difference between, like a good-looking Asian guy and a attractive white guy?
Good looking Asian guy. Wait, can you rephrase that? Good difference.
Um, so let's say you have a tall Asian guy, tall white guy, and they both look like celebrities.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it matters at that point?
Well, like an 8 out of 10 Asian guy will probably be like a 5 out of 10, while the 8 out of 10 white guy will just be an 8 out of 10.
Well, okay. Well, do you know who Lee Byung-hun is?
Let me look it up.
And especially in the 2000s, I think at a certain point, I don't think it matters anymore.
What, like when he was younger or something?
Yeah. I mean, at a certain level of attractiveness, I don't think it matters.
I mean, you'll still be you'll still get a large ding for being ethnic. Like let's say like a 8 out of 10 might 9 out of 10 might be like a 7.5 out of 10 instead of an 8 a 9, right? In the West at least, if that makes sense. Because like when people when women think of like their what do you call it, their dream husband, dream boyfriend, they think of a white guy, right? Same with guy, they think of a white woman or whatever. Everyone wants white. Yeah, Lee Dong-hun, Yonsei, orthopedics. I mean, you've considered him, right, AK? Uh, yeah, I don't know, man. You want to call it a night, or what do you want to do? What do you think is the most effective looks max, not including surgery? Uh, when you're in your formative years, getting pumped with HGH, that's the most effective looks maxing besides surgeries. Yeah, but AK, do you know if Lee Dong-hun does 6 inches? Because I mean, you've done that's what I was wondering, right? If he offers 6 inches or something at least really close to that. Yeah, I know he's worked under Paley. So I mean, maybe if I'm going on a consultation with him, Yeah, I'm going to consult with him. If he offers a 6 inches, then I'm gonna do it right away. Yeah, I'll do that as well. But my mom wants me to live in Asia for some reason though.
Hmm.
Because what do you call it? Like she has a house in Japan, so I could just live there. Yeah, that's why I'm not getting it immediately. I'm going to wait until he's available. Like hopefully next year. I'll get it next year.
AK, have you had any success in dating since you had that surgery performed on you?
Yeah. Yeah, because the plan is to what do you call it? Go to the consultation like later this year, and then do the surgery the next year at the same time. Yeah. I mean that's high IQ though. Like tall people just look better with everything. They look better with clothes. Like they have better proportions. You know. Yeah, I'm getting like my mom's gonna loan me the money for it, and I could pay it back like at whatever rate I need to pay it back. Like I don't. There's no time limit or anything.
I'm curious to know if like AK's like ascended
Yeah.
since
How's your dating life, by the way, AK?
yeah. Like what's
How's
your dating life like?
yeah.
He did say he was balding, so we
Yeah.
have to take that into consideration. But
Heightism can be worse in Asia. It's like more overt, but the height requirement is lower, right? So maybe instead of 5'11", it's like 5'8" or something. Oh yeah, no dating, I guess. Pigmeister.
true. I would too, man. Pygmy, do you have any advice for me for like any looks maxing advice, or am I kind of like a lost cause?
What you
Eh,
say?
do you have any advice for me in terms of like surgery
Yeah,
maxing
100.
or
I already recommended this to you.
yeah?
The hair transplant, and once you do get the hair transplant, I mean your hair is already curly. Uh,
Mm,
I don't know. Like I would have to see first, right? Whether like how you would look with the hair transplant because your hair really is receding. Like you really need to fix that, and don't you doesn't your hair like look kind of like it's like a weird color as well.
it's like light brown hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
would say.
yeah, I would just get a hair transplant to begin with, and like what do you call it? Like I think you're aging too quickly, so always put on
Brutal.
sunscreen. Always put on sunscreen. Have you been putting on sunscreen?
Yeah. I mean, now that I'm back home, but like, what age would you assume I would be? Like, just based on my physical appearance, like, what would you say I would look like?
Like mid 20s.
Okay, which is like, where I'm at right now.
But like you really should wear sunscreen. You don't want to age any further.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've been a vampire since I was like 16. Like I avoided the sun and I started wearing sunscreen.
Yeah, I already told you this. I'm very sensitive to any kind of medication. So when I took minoxidil, I was having like adverse side effects as well as with topical finasteride. And ever since I stopped taking topical finasteride, I've actually had I've been experiencing ED, erectile dysfunction.
Oh
So
yeah.
even though I've been off of it for like 6 months, for as of right now. So yeah, I mean, some people, I think like only 2% of patients are actually experience those side effects when taking topical finasteride, but still.
Also, I use a cleanser as well. Like the CeraVe cleanser, the green one.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, use that as well, and always wear sunscreen. I mean, if you can, wear a lip balm. 'Cause you don't want your lips to age either.
Mm.
And I'm gonna start wearing hats and shit in the car. And sunglasses. And whenever I drive my car, right, I always put on gloves to protect my hand skin, so it doesn't age.
You're taking precautions here, man.
Yeah, because I don't want to be a short adult that looks old. Like that's the worst thing that can happen.
There's nothing worse than being like short and bald, man. Oh my
Yeah,
God. That's what's gonna happen to me.
I need LL though. That's a need. That's not a want. It's a need.
Yeah, it's a necessity
Yeah,
at this point.
like height trumps weightlifting and any fitness based on my experience. Exactly. Exactly. Like
Yeah,
like people talk about like self-improvement, but they're not talking about the right kinds of self-improvement. The real self-improvement is LL and surgeries and wage slaving to earn enough money for surgeries. I mean, actually, Iggy, do you recommend that I get like a nose job or no?
no, you're fine. Your face is fine. You just need to
Okay.
work on your skin more.
Yeah, I need to work on my skin.
But I wouldn't. Well, does balding run in your family?
On my mom's side, yeah.
Okay, well, you're like Norwood Zero for now, so I wouldn't worry about it just yet.
I'm also going to get like what do you call it, more skin treatments when I go to Korea to get rid of my acne scars.
Mm,
I'm getting a nose job, I think.
Oh, that's good.
I want to get a nose job too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, also, jaw surgery, I think I'm interested in.
Yeah, I mean, once you're at a normal tier height, you think about face more, right? But when you're extremely short, then you gotta think about your height.
Are you still going to do a buccal fat removal?
Probably not. It's not high enough in my priorities.
Oh,
How did you convince your mother? Like, I've been trying to convince my mother to get me like a nose job, and she just says like, "Oh, you're perfect the way you are." Like all this blue pill
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. And meanwhile, your sister only goes for Aryan white guys.
Yeah, literally tall. All of
Tall
them have been
Aryan white
tall,
guys.
wait,
and none of them. Oh,
what's your ethnicity?
Um,
Like Hispanic.
Oh,
yeah, Hispanic. Yeah.
and would you say you're 50-50, like between, white and indigenous, or?
No,
It's like
no.
Arabic kind of.
Like I'm like Iberian. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like if you
So
wanna know what he looks like, just think about Danny DeVito,
oh.
but like not fat.
just a skinny version of Danny DeVito,
Yeah.
exactly. Like swarthy. I kind of look swarthy. Like swarthy Southern Europeans and North Africans, like they have that like look to them. That's how I would describe it as. So like depending on who I'm talking to, I can pass as white. But yeah, I mean, it certainly doesn't benefit me in America.
I mean, you
So
basically look like Danny DeVito if he had more hair and was skinny and younger.
and slightly and like somewhat taller, yeah. Like
Yeah.
so, yeah. But you know what? Just because I'm technically white does not mean that like I can pull ethnic women. Like when ethnic women in America, they all virtually all of them go for Anglo guys. So what Pygmy was talking about, right? Something to that extent, right? And so far as like even amongst Europeans, there is that hierarchy, right? Where
But
like Nordic,
you're like a Filipino in Asia.
exactly,
Like
exactly,
literally everyone in Asia looks down on the Philippines.
yeah.
But
Literally,
you
Yeah,
know what's
physically.
interesting?
like in Europe, we're looked down upon. Like a lot of English and German tourists they come to Iberia. I don't want to say where I'm from, and they trash the place. They act like drunk hooligans. Like they use this as basically as like it's like a summer vacation for them. When they go to like Iberia, and completely trash the place. But we have to take it. We have to take it for what it is because we depend on tourism. Like 12% of our economy accounts for like tourism, and most of the tourists originate from those countries. So it's like we gotta like make do with what we got. Like a lot of us are upset about it, but what can you do when you when you depend on when our economy is a service economy, right? We don't have like any manufacturing per se. Not like
But what can
like
you do to remove acne scars? I've been through what like two rounds of laser skin treatment. Like those like skin treatment where they put lasers in you and put like micro injuries on your skin so that
mm,
acne scars look smaller. Like I
did you
had
ever
twice to me. Like my acne was extremely bad in high school. Like I'm so glad I got it, man.
did you ever take Accutane?
Accutane, yeah.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
dude, I had the worst acne when I was an
Same,
adolescent, man. I would
same.
literally every Friday I would go get facials, and those were so painful, man. It was so painful. Like I had acne even in my ears, and like they would have to like pop it off, and it would be bleeding, dude. It was awful, man. What's so brutal? My crush, my one-itis,
Yeah.
in high school went to the same facial clinic and was waiting next to me, and I was like, oh my god. She probably like viewed me as invisible or like probably like try to ignore me there, but that was so
The
humiliating.
40-year-old guy that came there.
Yeah, like can you imagine like your one-itis, you're waiting alongside your one-itis at a facial clinic, and both of you go to the same school. She didn't even acknowledge me. I was like, wow, like
Like you're like the desk at the corner of the room or something, or the
yeah.
plant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still have pimples on my ears. Like I need to, like that was there for a long time
Oh
though.
my god, dude. It was awful. It was awful. Those going back down memory lane, it was awful. Having the worst kind of acne, man. I still have acne
Yeah,
scars from it.
same.
Those are
That's why
brutal.
I need to get even more acne removal treatments. I need to get even more.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
mean,
saw my skin, right? That's all due to acne.
yeah. I would say my skin is better than yours though. Like I don't have acne anymore, but when I did, it was absolutely brutal, man. I was oily all the time. Like I had just terrible pores. Like none of this face wash would ever fucking work for me. It was yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know the struggle, dude. Trust me, I know the struggle.
And
It
there's
was
nothing that helps it either. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And
yeah,
I really need to get my skin treated again. Like I really need the acne scars fixed.
yeah.
I was so envious. Like, do you know what's crazy? Like, I became this like pizza faced midget. Uh, while like everyone else became these like tall, beautiful stallions with perfect skin.
Yeah.
school. Like it was so unfair, man. I like you know what I mean, right? Like everyone became these like tall angels, you know?
Yeah, and they had their growth spur too.
Yeah, and meanwhile I'm just this like creature basically, you know?
Subhuman goblin
Yeah,
trash. Like, it's over, dude.
yeah,
Hey, but you know that picture I sent you of that Korean guy, that
yeah.
was a childhood friend of mine. He's 6 feet, full
Oh, of
set of hair. His
course.
parents are wealthy, and I think, in fact, like I think his dad, like he's a nepo baby, so I think he actually works for his dad or maybe his uncle or something. But yeah, I mean, there's a case of like an Asian guy, ascending with like a not a white woman, but like a Latina. Um,
Yeah, we
at
always
least
have to settle.
as far as I'm concerned,
Always have
like
to settle. Ethnics always have to settle every
yeah,
time.
but at least he has something. Like it's better
Yeah,
than nothing, right? It's better than what we have, which is like literally nothing. Like no female intimacy, no
yeah,
females in our DMs, like no females communicating with us, like as we speak. It's like it's over, man. It's fucking over. Oh man, but Southern. I just want to say this, like Southern European women, they go for Northern European men. My sister is I can attest to that because my sister does, went only exclusively for Northern European men, and they all happen to be tall. So yeah, it's not just Asian women. It's basically every women in the world. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
man.
Oh man.
Does your dad, is he aware of the procedure like you're gonna undertake or no?
What's that? What'd you say? I already told my
It,
dad as well. Because like my mom said one of the conditions I have to fulfill is telling my dad about it. And like I mean he didn't get as angry as I expected it to be. Um but
mm,
like it's not gonna help me out. So, I'm on my own with my mom with that. It,
mm,
what's gonna be funny if I'm like really happy after surgery and then like my dad never helped me out and like I'm gonna hate him even more because he refused to help me with that.
Yeah. It's the least that they can do for you. It's literally the least that they can
Yeah,
do
and
for you.
he's literally the one that gave me the short jeans. Like my mom's like above average height for Japan for a woman.
That's weird because like it's my mom that gave me the shit genetics. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason like my dad was like accomplished and like successful by the time like he even got any attention, before that he got
Mm.
no attention.
And if to my knowledge, right, it's your mother who cheated on your husband or on her, your father, right?
Yeah,
Like
with
with
a
a white
tall
dude,
fat guy.
right?
Yeah, it was fat as well.
When you're blackpilled, like none of this surprises you, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, checks out, you know. Oh man, damn. Have you guys tried Hinge?
I have.
Oh, I just use Tinder because I could do Tinder.
No, I'm just reading from the comment section. That's all.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Like AK really highlights why I need LL, Like I always look at myself in the mirror every day and I just think like if I was just raised a little higher, I would look a lot better.
I think once if you're 5'9", you'll actually have chances.
Exactly. A normal height, a normal ass height.
but I mean, exclamation point. You're 5'9", right? Like, do you really feel like you've had any chances to speak of? Like, I
Um,
feel like that's like the bare minimum.
Yeah,
even for
5'9"
Z-
is the minimum. Yeah.
but for Zoomer girls, it's like for them, like the bare minimum nowadays, it feels like it's like 6'1" or something, right?
Okay, in high school, I think I had one chance, but I was too socially inept. I was uncharismatic, so that didn't work out. But then I went to a college, and most of the people there were kind of like they're either poor or they're immigrants, that sort of thing.
Wait, what did you say again? Oh, the people that are interested in you are like poor immigrants.
I mean, yeah, generally, or they live in some kind of enclave. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think I can get like middle class American born woman really. But
No.
a big
You know
part
what's
of that.
funny? You know what's funny? Like, I always have to like go downward in terms of class for everything, right? Like all of my friends are working class. Like none of them are the same class. Like all of them are like below me in class, you know? Because like I know I never got accepted by like people at my school or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Same with like even all of my dating things. Like they're all in foreign countries with like poor ass people, you know?
Yeah.
People that have
And
like no opportunities. Like those are the people I associate with because those are the only people that are willing to be with me, you know?
I think one of the reasons why, one of the things that's holding me back is I'm a very boring person. But if you're like an extroverted person and you're 5'9", then you might do better than me.
So it's your personality. It's unironically your personality that's at fault here. Like it's you actually have to, in your case, you actually have to work on your personality, right? Like you gotta augment it.
Yeah, at least that's part of the problem.
I guess for you that may be the case. I don't know what your face looks like, but I don't know.
I mean, I can share my face, like in the chat here if you want.
Sure.
Okay, let me try to figure that out. And also, the other thing is, once you're 5'9", like you might have to start worrying about, how big your dick is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you care about it, you know, because like before then, like you're not even a valid option, you know. No, it's a bathroom really quick.
So that might be what's holding you back if you become 5'9".
Do you have that issue or no?
No, I don't.
So is that just like a negative stereotype for Asian men then?
I think in the U.S., yes, statistically, at least for Chinese and Korean Americans, it's just a stereotype. But for Southeast Asians, statistically, I think it's true.
That is really scummy that like American media paints you guys in that way because then American women because they all have that herd mentality, right? Then they're all generally speaking, not all, but most of them, most often not, they'll think like, oh yeah, like you know, every Asian man basically have that like small dick or whatever. But obviously that's not the case for numerous Asian men. So, but like, doesn't that frustrate you though? Like you have like
I'm
that
not.
like negative stereotype going against you, at least in America.
I'm more
Honestly,
concerned with bone structure.
oh, by the way, at this point, I might consider doing what's this? I might consider it's yeah, it's not that bad, you know.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could ascend, you know. Wait, let me show Iggy. Give me a second.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, but like I feel like you can ascend if you what do you call it? If you're tall enough, if you wear enough lifts, you know. Like you're sort of in that normie tier if that makes sense. If you're 5'9", right? But if
Yeah.
you're my height, then it's over. Forget about it. Okay, where is yours? Oh, remember what do you call it, Iggy? Remember you switched your Discord to like a flag maxing, nationalism maxing.
Oh yeah, the other thing is, you know, your Empire of Japan maxing.
Oh yeah, I do that as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you know, the nationalists, the Chinese nationalists during World War II.
Yeah,
I just think they have better outfits. So, you know, if you're
the
gonna,
the Stahlhelm, but they're
Yeah.
like they're shock troops or whatever.
yeah,
Wait, during the Civil War?
yeah, but also World War II.
Yeah.
So,
I,
like,
I just like the Imperial Japan stuff because they have like music and shit, and they still have like active groups going on right now. You know, like the ultra nationalists in Japan. I mean, I'm still pro China though because they're Asian as well. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say you can probably ascend to.
Like I mean I don't care about like individual nation nationalism. I care more about the
like
golden
the race.
the golden regions, you know.
Do you like the Mongol Empire?
Yeah. Yeah, Mongol Empire, what do you call it? Like Asian regions in general, you know. I think those are the only Asian empires of note, to be honest.
Yeah, there's only three.
What's the third?
No, I mean China, Japan, Mongolia.
Oh yeah, Mongolia. Yeah, true. Oh, did you know I'm like 2% Manchurian?
Uh,
Wait, are you Han's Chinese?
No,
Are you asking me?
Manchurian. Oh,
No,
oh, me.
no, not pygmy. Exclamation point. Are you Han's Chinese?
Um, I'm probably part Austronesian. I'm Southern Chinese, so you know,
Over.
Mm.
I mean, I'm surprised you're not shorter than.
I mean, Southern Chinese people are like 5'8", so 5'9" isn't that surprising.
Yeah, I mean, in northern China they're taller though than southern China. No response to that. Okay, whatever.
No, I mean I don't know.
No, I'm part Korean, part Japanese, in like 2% Manchurian.
You're like an Asian mutt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm like 50% Basque, I believe. Yeah, I showed you pygmy. I think let me pull it up
Yeah.
here.
I like how you're Basque maxing on your Discord.
Yeah, I'm like
You're-
51% Basque and 44% Spanish. I'm not even Spanish. So yeah.
Like you're doing the same shit I'm doing, like IJA maxing, you know.
Yeah. I won't I feel like I relate more with like my Basque heritage than I do with my Spanish heritage. So. But I'm
Yeah.
also like 1% Ashkenazi and so 3% Portuguese and 1% French. So but yeah.
Yeah. I just wish I had those like Korean tall genes, you know. The Korean, even though the Korean genes were short as hell, you know. I wish I just had a normal Korean height gene, you know.
Do you know why like the average height of Korean men, at least in South Korea, the average height is like what 5'10", 5'11"? Like do you
It's
know
just genetics.
just genetics?
5'9".
It's the same reason
5'9"?
why like Nordic people are tall.
Mm.
You know, eventually Chinese people are going to be as tall as Germans because they're the same height before the Industrial Revolution.
Oh, based. I mean, I think that'll make like Asian people look better in general. You know, like people have like better stereotypes of Asians. You know. what do you call it? Yeah, like you get what I mean, right? Like I just need the height. I just need average height, and then I could ascend. You know what I'm talking about, Iggy, right? That's
Yeah,
exactly what I need.
outside of
All I
America,
need is to be normal height, and I could wear lifts, and then I can ascend.
yeah,
That's all I
outside of
need.
America though.
Yeah, even the UK.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's
Yeah.
all I have to do. All I have to do is just wear lifts and become 5'9", and that's all I need.
I don't know
Also,
why
like,
you're keen on the UK though. I mean, they're just completely westernized there. I would go. I was better off. The alternative is going to like Eastern Europe. If I were
yeah,
you.
that's good as well. I'm just saying, like, it's very far. Like, I want an actual relationship though.
Yeah, I prefer. I like Asian women more.
Mm,
I don't find European women attractive,
I'm the opposite.
but I also like Middle Eastern women.
Yeah, same. I like Malaysian women too.
Yeah.
I prefer Latinas. I just like their.
The Latinas are shorter.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
I like
that's good though. I'm like that's good for me because I'm short too. So like,
I want a tall white woman for the genes, you know.
Wait, but
and an Amazonian.
Yeah, great genes, so you could have like the best kids, you know, highest quality.
Hmm, perhaps so. Wait, you were saying something? Exclamation point.
no, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna do if I ever, if I ever have kids, I don't even want to pass on my genes.
Same.
Like I'm gonna do IVF and try to get genes from, attractive people.
And tall people.
Yeah.
Like I
But
would literally get like basketball player genes, you know.
Yeah, do some genetic editing in the human
Yeah.
genome.
Or like get genes from basketball players, you know.
Mm.
Oh, I hate being short. I just want to finish the exams and just relax. Also another thing is like you mentioned my skin, right? I'm now that you said it, I'm considering just booking what do you call it? Booking a thing with the skin treatment again, you know, because I did it like twice, maybe a third time will like reduce it enough where it's not visible, you know. You know what I'm saying, right, Iggy?
Yeah, yeah.
If I do, because like the semester's ending, so I could just get that done, you know, and like I don't have to go outside because my skin gets like really red after that. Like you you get you have to like wait a week until like the redness goes away and like everything becomes normal.
Hmm. Are you gonna have to go to a dermatologist for that? I assume so, right?
Yeah, there's one in the city that we're in.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I come back next week, so maybe we can hang out sometime.
Yeah,
If you'll be around.
also I'll show you the dermatologist I use. It's very safe.
Dude, I hate being a sick sol, bro. I fucking hate it. That's like
Same.
the worst thing about being an inkwell is like, you're more prone to just like ailments and like
Yeah,
chronic diseases.
even though you're not even around people. Also, I'm gonna be waging as well. I'm gonna use that money to for my skin treatments as well.
Based.
Pygmy, what are you studying right now?
Like IT.
Oh.
I'm in grad school right now. I'm doing my master's.
Do you think you should have? Do you regret getting your degree in computer science?
Um, kind of. Like like people are like learn to code, and then I already know how to code, and then like there are no jobs for it anymore. Like
Hmm.
all the entry level code monkey jobs are gone.
I think the only good degrees are like engineering And-
Probably becoming a doctor or something.
Mm.
Lawyers too competitive.
Yeah.
So yeah, just doctor. Yeah, I really need to fix up my skin more, to be honest. That's another priority. Yeah, I'm gonna get that treatment ASAP. Actually, I'm gonna have to work as well. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna make that work with my wagey schedule. I don't know, a lot of stuff going on. You want to end it here? You want to call it a day?
Sure, it's up to you, man.
All right. Well, I mean, that should be 3 hours. That's a long stream. Well, I need to go to bed, so I'll
Same.
end here.
I'm Eastern time too.
All right. See you guys later.
See you guys. Good night.
I